Hey everyone, so we are back for another reading. This one I wanted to do something that isn't a love reading since we've been having so many of those lately and they've been super intense. So we are going to do a message from your future self. So what does your future self want you to know? What kind of guidance? What would they say to you? We are just going to get into that and finding out kind of, I guess, advice, whatever comes up. So with that being said, I love the new cakes we got. These just came in the other day and I'm basically obsessed. They did such a great job on these. So we're going to start from number one being the chocolate one over here. So I will show you guys up close. This one I think is chocolate. There's a little walnut, maybe like a mango sliver, but they just did so much detail on this. If you like fake food like me, then yeah, they just knocked it out of the park. This one I think is orange. So much detail in this, like in the texture of the sauce and stuff. But yeah, there's a cherry on top. So whichever one is calling to you, I always say don't necessarily go with like, oh, I love chocolate, so I'll pick that one. Go with which one is calling to you and really just, you know, the same way you would pick most of your pick a card readings where you just kind of feel the energy from the crystals. So that's kind of how you're going to decide. This one is blueberry. I think this second one is kiwi because that is little kiwi. So yeah. So of course, if you have like maybe if your spirit symbol is like a kiwi, maybe that would be a message for you. But basically, you're just gonna go with whichever one is calling to you. So yeah, this one I am super excited to get into. I'm not gonna do a pause this time because I noticed listening back to the last one that you can totally hear me breathing and it sounds extremely creepy, like something from a horror film. So I was like, let me stop doing that. But if you guys have to rewind and mute me, I totally understand. So then just rewind from the beginning and turn the volume off so you don't have to hear me heavy breathing like some person that's about to like bust through your window with an axe or something like that, because it did not sound good in playback. But anyway, with that being said, we are going to go ahead and jump into pile one. Hey pile one, so if you guys picked this beautiful chocolate walnut cake, this is going to be your reading. They did such a great job on this. I don't know if you guys can see all the amazing details, but like the walnut is so realistic. I think this is like a little piece of candied mango. It could be also like a biscotti or, you know, a little kind of pastry thing, but it looks so good. I love that there's kind of little flake of chocolate in the sauce. So if you are a food, fake food lover like me, this one is definitely a winner. But you guys, I pre-pulled your cards this time. Let's get straight into it. I'm so excited for your pile. Like, this one is definitely just an amazing pile. So you guys got the Two of Wands, you got Death reversed, you got the Three of Wands reversed, you got the Four of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, you got the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups, the Five of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and Temperance. So yeah, you guys have, I feel like, a new change coming in for you pretty fast actually. This is going to be like a major change that's going to really influence so much of your life. I feel like in a way you guys are leaving behind some hardship, difficulty that you guys have been going through with the Five of Swords. It could have been a situation where someone was dishonest or you were having to deal with a very difficult person or group of people where there was a level of dishonesty, there was a level of maybe them having bad intentions for you. It may have just been like the vibe was off, you know, where you go up and tell them your good news and they have something negative to say. And I do feel like these people didn't have good intentions for you. And this is something that you guys are going to be leaving behind in the past. What's interesting is we got the Two of Wands and then the Three of Wands reversed. So to me, this says that this is very early stages. Two of Wands is really about planning. Three of Wands is really when those plans are kind of underway. And it's like you guys are in the early stages. I feel like there's actually going to be a lot of surprise for you guys. I almost am seeing someone like being strapped into a roller coaster or something. I feel like your future self is telling you like you have no idea of what's coming. And I actually feel like for some of you guys, there's a bit of fear. Maybe you guys do know that deep down, because with the Seven of Cups, I'm feeling like a lot of you guys may have psychic visions or impressions, or you may intuitively know, and just it's kind of like you can feel it in the air. Kind of like, you know how when you're just the first very beginning of fall, like the first day, and it's still summer and the sun's still shining, but you just smell, like if you live in an area with defined seasons, you can just smell that smell that's unmistakably fall, like that very beginning of the kind of the dead leaves smell that we love so much in the middle of October. And even though it's August or early September and everything still looks green, you just get that smell and you just know things are going to change. Same thing happens in winter with spring, where you'll just start to see those little buds pop out, or you'll just smell that smell of early growth. And you just, I mean, if you guys have an area where there's seasons, you know what I'm talking about. And even though you haven't seen it yet, and even though everyone is like, oh, it's still sunny and bright out, or it's still winter, you just know that it's about to change. That's what I'm getting for you guys, is a lot of you guys are very psychically gifted, or you just have been having this feeling. Like this is such a big change that even if you're not usually used to getting psychic impressions, I feel like you guys would have an indication that this is coming, because it's coming so fast and so strong for you guys. And I really feel like, I don't mean to scare you, because I feel like some of you guys are a little concerned about this, but this is just going to be a huge, massive change in your life. And I have a very positive feeling about it. I feel that it's really coming for the best. I feel like you guys are leaving behind some of this deceptive energy. And even though we got 10 of Pentacles reversed, I think that's where you're headed, is more into abundance, more into money. It's almost like you guys have been holding on to this security with the Four of Pentacles. You guys have been holding on to some safe situation, and that's about to be taken away from you, but in a really amazing way. You guys are going to be coming into something a lot better. So I feel like for Death being reversed, sometimes that can indicate a little bit of fear that there is a change coming down the road, but you don't want it to. You're not ready. You're not like, bring it on. You're kind of scared, a little reticent, but I don't think you guys have anything to be afraid of. But I get it. You know, when you have that feeling that everything is about to change, even if you know it's positive, it's still scary. And I almost have that feeling with you guys where it's like, I'm getting visions of when I moved into my college for the first time. And I was excited to go to college, but I was also so scared. I was shocked by how scared I was when, like, you know, my parents had unloaded my stuff and I had said goodbye to everyone, and then they were driving away. I was just like, oh my God, I'm petrified, you know? And then college ended up being a really great experience for me, but there's always that fear at the beginning of a new endeavor, because you don't know what to expect. And the truth is, in life, you know, sometimes you go through hardships, but you come out okay, you know? So even if something does go wrong, like there were, you know, difficulties in my college experience, but ultimately it was a really net positive experience. So I feel like you guys are heading towards so much more abundance, so much more of a beautiful life. I almost feel like you guys have been tolerating or putting up with some bad behavior, and that's about to end, and you guys aren't going to be subjected to that anymore. And with the Queen of Wands, I do feel like it might happen pretty quickly. So we also got the Six of Swords. We got the Six of Cups reversed. We got the Four of Swords. We got the Knight of Swords. We got the Star, Strength reversed. We got the Ace of Pentacles and the Emperor. And finally, we got the Two of Swords. So the Two of Swords is kind of the only negative card in here, and that is more about making a choice and a decision. And again, I just feel this energy from you guys where there is a fear, and I don't feel like you guys are, I don't think that's going to disrupt things. So I don't feel like this is something you need to address or you need to fix or it's holding you back. I just think that there's a little bit of nervousness on your part, like, that metaphor of like my parents driving away from college, where, you know, it wasn't like because I was afraid they got back in the car and took me out of class. You know, I still ended up at college, but it's easier when you can just go with it and just kind of accept like this is gonna happen and I'm okay. And when we energetically open up ourselves to whatever happens, I'll be fine. That's when the real magic can happen and the blessings and the manifestation can happen really quick. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is a situation you do want to leave. It's not like this was a beautiful dream scenario and you guys are just randomly choosing to leave it behind. You know, there was problems, there was dishonesty, there was difficulty with this. For some of you guys, this has to do with family. With the Six of Cups, this is like a childhood situation, or so it could have been that you're leaving behind a living situation with family members, or leaving behind some kind of a dynamic with family, you know, where maybe you, I don't know, work for a family business or something like that, and you're going to start out on your own. For others, it also could be a relationship, because that's indicated with the Six of Cups as well. So it could be you're leaving a relationship behind. And I feel like for others, it could be a work situation or just anything really. This is going to only apply for some. So whatever situation is coming to mind is the one you guys are leaving behind. This is going to be more of a difficult situation, I feel, with difficult people, and where you guys are, again, there's a deceptive energy a little bit, and it's just something that you guys need to leave in the past. You guys have this new path that's opening up for you guys, and I feel like you guys have been in a period of having to have a lot of strength, and with strength reversed, I feel like that's going to end. I feel like you guys have been kind of, it's like you guys have been in this kind of Capricorn mode where you guys have just been being hit by Saturn and you've just been dealing with it. You've just been taking it, you know, you've just been like, okay, and you've just been kind of withstanding. And that is actually really special and important. So I'm not making light of that or trying to say that that's all negative, because that's kind of part of the process we have to go through to get to the more abundant stage. But that's coming to an end. And in the future, I feel like you guys are going to be elevated to a position of power with the Emperor coming in. You guys, and with also the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I feel like it being reversed is showing your temporary situation. Some of this energy that you guys have been around, which is honestly, I'm getting the vibe of like a dysfunctional energy. So dysfunction can manifest in so many different ways, and this is a general reading, so I'm not getting like a super specific idea of what it is, because I feel like a lot of times Spirit wants to keep it open when there's multiple scenarios it can apply to. Sometimes Spirit will be really specific, but sometimes they're like, you know, it could manifest differently. But this is a dysfunctional situation, and I feel like for a lot of you it involves someone who might be jealous of you or might be holding you back. It could be you having to deal with a narcissist or someone with an equally kind of oppositional, dysfunctional personality that they haven't worked through. And it's like you guys have been tolerating it and just taking it, and I don't feel like, I'm not saying like, oh, and you shouldn't have tolerated it. I feel like that was what you had to go through. That was something that Spirit kind of allowed, and it was almost like a little bit of a test to see, you know, can you handle this? Will you get through this? And it's like you guys have passed, and now you're ready to pass through to this next stage, which is going to be much more abundant, and you guys are going to have much more power. I feel like a lot of you guys in this current dynamic are not empowered. It's almost like you have to kowtow around and listen to someone else and let them dictate what's going on, and they want to make the decisions or whatever. And that's going to end, and you guys are going to be coming into your power, and you guys are going to be the ones calling the shots. So we got the Star, which really talks about following the North Star. Like, you know how back in the day, you know, sailors and stuff, or just anyone who was traveling, they didn't have maps or compasses, I guess. Like, I don't know, maybe some people did, but a lot of people didn't have those things. They didn't have GPS and cell phones and stuff. So they would navigate with the stars, and they would follow like the North Star, and they would just go after that. They didn't know what they were going to pass through. They didn't know if they were going to have to cross a river or a lake or go through a forest or go through a desert, but they knew, maybe they knew a little bit idea of like the region has this kind of geography. They didn't know what they were going to face, but they knew they had to head in that direction. And it's like, that's what you guys are going to be doing. You guys are headed towards this really beautiful, ending situation, and that's where you guys are moving in that direction. Also, the note on this card, I love it. It says, have faith, the future is bright, dreams come true, positive changes that bring an end to challenging times, the light at the end of the tunnel. That's such a great sentence, the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, that's what you guys really are approaching. It's like you guys almost, I feel, it's like you guys just have been going through so much that you kind of just put your head down and were like, okay, I'll just deal with it. And you just kind of were trudging through, like, not even really at a certain point, you just stopped even waiting for, you know, things to change. Maybe before you were constantly like hoping like this needs to change, I need to have it be different, and at a certain point you kind of just gave in and were like, this is the situation. And that was actually very positive and right what you were supposed to do. And you guys went into this deep strength energy where you just kind of withstood it and just kind of dealt with the problems and just kind of were like, okay, this is what's going on. And that was very wise. That's a very spiritually wise attitude to have. It's not that we accept bad behavior or say, well, I'll be like this forever, but it's saying, this is the situation right now. I don't have a choice. I have to deal with it, and I'm going to deal with it, and I'm just going to trust the process. And that's what you guys did. And now it's almost like you've forgotten that you really needed to come out of this and that you had wanted to. So it's like you guys are going to be a little surprised by how quickly things change and how much, you know, better your life is. It's almost like you've gotten so used to this. And so you are going to be just blown away by the changes coming in. With the Knight of Swords, I feel like this is going to happen really fast. I'm actually getting a message. You guys got the Four of Swords, which is really about kind of sleeping, rest, making sure you guys are checking in and, you know, talking to spirit and just giving yourself that rest period. And then right after, we got the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords, one of the things that it kind of represents is quick changes that happen like. And I feel like this message is that you guys need to kind of rest right now, because I don't think this change is going to happen right now, like in the next week or two, although it could for some of you. But when it does happen, it's going to happen so fast. I mean, so fast. Like, it's going to be something where, you know, you get a call that an apartment's available and you have to pack your stuff up in like 3 days, and then you're moved in, you know, on the 4th day, and it's like, you're like, what? How did I just move across the country like in 4 days or something like that? Obviously, it's going to apply differently. And sometimes, you know, if it's a cross-country move, a fast version of that could still be, you know, it happening in like a month or something. So the timeline may differ for some of you guys, especially depending on what this change is that's coming in, but it's going to happen rapidly fast. And I think that Spirit is really talking about you guys taking that time to yourself to rest, to rejuvenate, because I'm feeling like you guys are going to need it. It's almost like Spirit has given you a moment to kind of chill, and they want you to kind of gather your strength, because this change that's going to happen is going to be so rapid that you're gonna need to have a little bit of like maybe extra sleep in your bank, or a little more of like feeling a little more relaxed, because you're going to need those energy reserves, if that makes sense. Also, the Four of Swords can talk about needing to meditate and kind of check in, which is also something that we see with the Seven of Cups. So, you know, for you guys who are concerned about this change or feeling nervous or feeling on edge, I feel like it could really benefit you to check in with Spirit and to kind of listen to them. They can probably give you more specifics about what exactly this change is. Many of you guys might already have something come into mind. I feel like for many of you, it could be a physical move in terms of moving houses or living situations. For others, it could be a career change, a relationship change. So a lot of you guys, I feel like you already know what this is, but you might check in and meditate just to get more clarification, because since it's a general reading, I can't give exact specifics. Like, well, you're leaving your, you know, plumbing job to go become a computer programmer. Like, I can't do that. Sometimes Spirit will get that specific, but in this case, I feel like it's going to manifest differently for you guys. So meditating and checking in with Spirit might really benefit you, but this is a beautiful shift. We also got the 6 of Wands, and I love the inscription on this as well. It says victory, wise choices that bring public recognition and success, promotions, awards, or scholarships. Also, we got the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles is really about beginning a journey to like financial success. And the message on here I love as well: a windfall of abundance, wise counsel, or good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or vehicle. So that's the thing, is you guys are really beginning this journey to abundance. And this is really going to happen and develop quickly. I feel like a lot of you guys have been manifesting or working or planning, and it's like it's about to start really taking off. I'm hearing take off like a rocket. So again, I feel like when it starts coalescing, it's going to come together quick. And that's why you guys might think about really getting some extra sleep in and really making sure that that rest is taken care of. So we also got prosperity begins, love begins, the waiting game reversed, truth, material harvest, and rest and rejuvenate. And guys, I wish you could watch me when I was shuffling this. I decided to pre-film because I'm such a slow shuffler and like clumsy, so I didn't want you guys to see me pull it out, but like so crazy that this came out one after the other. Yeah, like just this is coming in really fast. This is a positive change for you guys. I feel like the thing is, the prosperity begins is going to happen kind of first, and then once you guys are more financially stable, then love is going to come in as well. It's almost like you need to put that that foundation in, and then the rest can come in. The waiting game being reversed is showing you that you guys really don't need this kind of time period of waiting that you guys were in is kind of at an end. I actually feel like also with the waiting game, you are going to have to wait a little bit, a little bit. I'm not talking about a year or anything, because again, I feel like there's this period of rest, and we got rest and rejuvenate. There's this little break you guys are in right now. It's almost like you guys are, in a play, and how like there'll be that moment before you go out on stage where you're kind of all backstage waiting to get your cue, waiting to come out. And it's like, or if you've ever had to give a presentation, you're like backstage kind of like nervous, like, okay, they're gonna call me, and then they call you and you gotta go up, and there's no more waiting. And that's where you guys are right now. You guys are like backstage, right about to be called up. So it's going to happen fast when it happens, but you guys are in a very temporary waiting period. And this is a small window I'm getting. I don't feel like you guys have, a couple years to wait, or even a few months. I feel like this shift is going to come in really quick. So make sure you guys are sleeping, because this is coming in over and over, is the need to just make sure you guys have a little bit of extra rest. You guys are probably eating healthily, maybe taking your vitamins. Make sure you check where your vitamins come from, because some supplements are really badly regulated. So you don't want to be having like janky supplements with weird stuff. That's just noting that for you guys. But make sure you guys are looking after your health and really making sure that you're doing it from a healthy place and you're feeling rested, because again, when this comes in, it's going to come in like a rocket. It's going to be like, whoa, we are off to the races. So also material harvest. This is definitely abundance, financial abundance that is going to come in. I feel like, again, you guys are at the beginning of this journey. So I don't know if you guys will reach the financial abundance right away. I feel like it's going to be different for some of you, but I don't think it's super far off. I feel like you guys are kind of at this beginning of the journey to real financial wealth. I feel like a lot of you guys can be very wealthy, and it's like you guys are at the beginning stages. So even though you might be at the beginning stages, I feel like you're still going to be a lot better off than you have been, and you're going to have more money than you expected. You know what I mean? Like maybe you guys are going to end up being a millionaire, but for right now, maybe you'll be making you know, 30,000 and that's way more than you had, or 60,000 or whatever, you know. But I just feel like there is going to be an immediate financial bump up, but the ultimate road is to way more success, if that makes sense. So we also got rest and rejuvenate again. Door to personal healing and happiness, blossoming abundance, and goddess of the moon. Wow. So again, this is just really positive, just confirmation that this is the financial stuff that's coming in is leading you on this path to extreme wealth. Confirmation that you guys do need to be checking up on your energy, making sure that you guys are getting that sleep in, because again, it's going to happen so quick. And this is a really positive journey. So any fear you guys may be feeling, this is my favorite card in all my decks. It's so beautiful and the message is so amazing. I mean, I want to go there, just it looks so pretty, like, period. But also I love the message about this is like your portal opening to true fulfillment. And it's like, you guys may be wondering, like, why am I being blessed like this? You guys were tested, I feel like, for a long time with this difficult person, and you guys have passed the test. You guys have really leaned into, like, kind of controlling your emotions, being very stoic, dealing with it, and not being like, I can't deal with this anymore. It's like you guys just really had so much strength dealing with it, and Spirit is very pleased and is going to reward you. So we also got deep knowing, all that glitters, unfinished symphony, truth be told, and unfinished symphony is reversed. So we got two cards about truth coming out. We got this truth card and truth be told. So I feel like for many of you guys, how do I say this message? I feel like, first of all, some of you guys already know some truths about this difficult person or situation that you guys are in. You guys might already know that this is dysfunctional, or that it's just not a positive energy for you to be in. I feel like for some of you guys are going to find out additional truths that really confirm that and kind of shift this situation. Because I feel like for some of you guys, this really quick change could be something like, you know, a blow up fight that happens with this person, or something like that, where you guys are like, I'm not tolerating this anymore, and then it all shifts really quick. Because you guys, I'm hearing, like, are really the stars of this relationship that keep it going. Like, if it wasn't for you, none of this could happen. So you guys have been really doing an amazing job of kind of tolerating this. But if you guys move to an energy where you're like, I'm done, I'm not doing it anymore, it would end really quick, because this person just doesn't have the kind of ability to maintain relationships that you do. So I feel like for some of you guys, this could manifest in kind of some truth coming out and you guys being like, I'm done, and that's the final nail in the coffin, and then it shifts. The energy just boom, takes off. It's kind of like a flame gets lit, you know, or something, like, not literally, but, you know, like the final match gets thrown and then the gasoline lights everything up and it's like an explosion. Kind of like that is what I'm seeing. But for others of you, I feel like you already kind of know what this is, and you guys already have this deep knowing in your heart of what is going on in this situation, and you guys might already know how this is going to shift and move. For some of you guys, this is about coming into your deep life purpose, and that might be why deep knowing and truth is coming out so strong, is that you guys already have this kind of indication. Again, I'm getting this like deep psychic thing coming through, where a lot of you guys have already had indications of where you guys are headed, and you guys already can feel it, like a change in the wind. You can kind of feel like, I'm supposed to head in this direction, and I just feel like that's going to start coalescing, and that's going to start really coming together, and then it's going to really steer you down this path. But you guys might already have a feeling of like, maybe I'll go into this career, or maybe I'm supposed to move here, or maybe this is coming. So a lot of you guys already know that. And then with all the glitters, again, you guys have a lot of money that's coming through to you. So we also got protection, release, and openness. So Spirit, I mean, these cards, they're just so specific. It always cracks me up when Spirit is so like literal and specific in readings. I don't know, with the cards. But so Spirit wants you guys to be open to this change. I feel like for some of you guys with death reverse, there is a fear. It's almost like you guys have been attached to this situation that you're in. Maybe you've just known it for a long time. A lot of times, we just get used to the status quo. We just get used to a family situation that may be really dysfunctional. There may even be abuse, or there may be, family members that are always putting you down and denigrating you and kind of mocking you, and you come in and you're like, I got a promotion, and they're like, you're a loser. You know what I mean? Or like, why would they give you a promotion? Or they're mocking you or whatever. And it's like, we just get used to it. We just feel like, well, that's just how it is, and that's just how relationships are. And it's like, that is not normal, and it's not something you guys have to tolerate. You guys can welcome in something way better. And so I feel like for you guys, sometimes we just get attached to how something's always been, and you guys are going to start releasing that. And there's no reason for you guys to be afraid. You guys should be open, because you guys have protection. You guys have this, I feel like, team on the other side looking after you, and you guys have been being divinely guided and protected from this situation. I feel like many of you guys may have even felt like in this situation, you're like, I can't take this anymore, or this is really bad, or I need to get out of it. But I'm feeling like you guys might have been like, why is this taking forever? Or why do I have to tolerate this? And it's like, because the timing was off. This was being aligned and lined up for you. And that's why when it happens, it's going to happen so quick, is because it's lined up. It's already been divinely appointed. So when the change happens, don't be afraid. And I feel like even now you feel a little nervous, but there's really no need. So finally, we got moon changes in your life, teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex, pin, new job, career, dark woman. So some of you guys might be women with a dark complexion or darker hair. But if you're not a dark haired or dark complexioned woman, it can still apply to you. Definitely it's just like a confirmation card. Pale, time to get out of a situation. Whoa. Dagger, fear, worries, tense situations. Eagle, triumph over troubles, obstacles. Finger, warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. And then these were really interesting. We got a bunch of time cards. We got January, October, and December. So they're all kind of in that same stretch. The only one missing is November. So this is what I'm saying. That's definitely the timeline I'm getting. Also, star, guaranteed success. Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Firecracker, excitement. Throne, position of authority. And wedge, someone who's trying to come between you and a friend or something you want. So I just wanted to put them all out because my last reading went like an hour, and so per card. So I'm trying to, be a little more succinct this time. But I feel like with January, October, December, for a lot of you guys, that's the timeline when this is going to happen. You guys are going to experience the change. So I guess it's August right now. So this is a timeless reading, so whenever it comes to you is the right time. But right now it's August in the whole world. And so October is like, wow, that's only like a month and a half away. So yeah, because it's mid-August. So that's definitely kind of the timeline I'm getting. Like a month and a half, 2 months, a month, something like that. Again, I feel like this is just a very short period where you guys have the time to gather your energy together, to make the plans you need to make. We got kangaroo, need to plan ahead, and finger, which is warning you of a problem either now or in the near future. So there's a lot of cards about planning and needing to just get everything lined up. It's like I keep getting that vision of a rocket, and we got firecracker, but it's like and that photo is like a firecracker that shoots up in the air and explodes, which maybe all firecrackers do that, but I don't know. But I am seeing a vision of a rocket that, like, you know how before the rocket takes off, they check, double check, triple check, all the security stuff, all the, technology on the rocket, and they make sure everything is perfect, because especially there's been disasters and stuff. So they make sure that everything is perfectly lined up. They make sure everything is ready to go, because when they ignite it or whatever they do, they press that button to take it off, it happens so quick. There's no time to be like, oh my God, we forgot to put on this, you know, because it's going to be up in the air in a matter of seconds. And that's kind of like what you guys are going, and then it's going to be traveling super fast. So I feel like that's the period you guys are in. You just need to check, double check, make sure everything is lined up in your life, because when this comes through, it's going to happen fast. But with Eagle, which is about triumph, we got Pin, new career, job, Moon, changes in your life, Pale, time to get out of a situation. This is just going to happen quick, and it's going to be major changes. A lot of you, it's going to be a new career, new job, new living situation, but it's going to usher in abundance. All these changes, maybe it's like you guys have been at a job, but you haven't loved it, and like moving will get you a new job or enable you to focus more on that job, or enable you to have a side hustle because you'll have more peace at home and you'll be able to, I don't know, open a shop, an online shop or something. I don't know, but I definitely get that this change in your life, however it manifests, is going to start manifesting money, and you guys are going to start coming into money really quick. With Throne, position of authority, a lot of you guys are heading towards real abundance and very powerful positions in your career, like being, you know, maybe owning your own company, or being like a public figure of some sort. With Star, guaranteed success. So this is going to come in really quick and elevate you guys to a very new position. And with Pale, time to get out of a situation, and, you know, Wedge, and a lot of these cards do talk about, you know, I feel like shadiness or conflict, and that is just going to be removed from your life. So don't be nervous about this change. Know that this is bringing in major new blessings for you guys, and you guys have so much to look forward to. I'm super excited for you guys. I just feel like the only advice I would give you, or from your future self, is get that rest in, because I feel like this change is going to happen regardless, but it's like you guys are going to be a lot happier and feel a lot better if you got that rest. Like, you know how like sometimes, you know, someone will be like, we're going for a hike tomorrow, and you're like, okay, and you just are like, whatever, I just want to stay up, and you'll stay up, and then, you know, you have to go on the hike with like 3 hours of sleep or something, and you're miserable, you know, and you're like, damn, if I had just gone to bed at 7 p.m. with everyone else or whatever, I would have been so well rested. I would be so happy. I'd be having so much more fun. I wouldn't be out of breath and panting. And so I feel like that's what's coming to mind, is like this change is going to happen no matter what, but it's just going to be easier on you, on your body, on everything, if you guys rest and just line everything up, because the change is really monumental and you guys will be protected in the end. But wouldn't you rather have it go really well and be way easier for you guys? For some of you guys, this might even involve like packing your belongings up now. I'm not saying you should put everything in storage, but, you know, maybe start, you know, because sometimes it can take a while to move. And for those of you where this is like a moving situation, it might be a good idea to, you know, buy some boxers from the store, and every day, you know, put some of your clothes that you don't wear anymore, you know, maybe as you move into the fall or something, you can put your summer clothes in. Or maybe if you live in an area where it's going to be warm for a while, you know, start putting your winter clothes in or something, or start putting in stuff that you don't use, you know, or start just organizing and getting ready so that when you have to pack, it'll go really quick. But this is definitely a preparation period where you guys are getting ready for the change. And when the change happens, I'm just so excited for you guys. This is so many blessings and a beautiful future. So this is really wonderful, and yay, pile one. This is definitely a winner of a pile. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it did in the comments. I love hearing your thoughts and reactions. They mean so much to me. So let me know what you guys thought. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. I post every few days. If you want to see more, make sure you're subbed with notifications on. And yeah, I am sending you guys so much love and light, and I will see you guys in the next reading. Bye. Hey, pile two. So if you guys picked this orange cake, this is going to be your reading. I love the maraschino cherries on top, and it's super realistic. I don't know if you guys can see, there's kind of like pulp, I guess, in the sauce. So it looks so realistic. They just did a great job on these. And it's soft, like maybe it's like a cheesecake or something, but I love these. They just did a great job. So let's get into your reading. I pre-pulled cards, so we don't have such a long reading as it was last time. So you guys got the King of Swords, you guys got the Star, the Three of Cups, the Moon, the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Cups, the Fool, the Four of Swords, and finally the Empress reversed. So this is a really interesting pull. I'm feeling like for some of you guys, something is going to be shifting romantically for you guys, and something new is going to be coming in. I feel like for some of you guys, this is going to be a new relationship, or maybe leaving another relationship in the past. For some of you guys, you may not have been able to be in an empowered energy. There may have been someone that you were energetically attached to or dealing with who just made you feel like they, you know, like you weren't this powerful, empowered, beautiful person, you know. For some of you guys, this could have been a guy or a girl with a very like charismatic way of speaking and kind of a very sexual Casanova vibe. Like it might have been someone who has had a lot of different kind of sexual partners and has, you know, a way with words and knows exactly what to say to kind of smooth things over. And you may have been kind of attached to that energy, and it may have been taking you out of your power in a way that you guys didn't realize. And I feel like that is about to shift, and you guys are about to have blessings come into your life and like a new fresh start with love. I feel like for some of you guys, it's just that chapter is coming to a close, and you guys are going to realize that you weren't fully being like aware of how this person wasn't treating you with the respect you deserve. With the Moon and with the Eight of Swords, it can talk about really being blind or kind of delusional about a situation and not seeing the truth as it really is. I feel like for some of you guys, you have had an attachment to someone who just has not treated you with a ton of respect, or just has not put the same energy into the relationship, and that is starting to come to an end. The Wheel of Fortune is starting to shift in your favor, and you're going to start bringing in the energy that will require for new love. Because I feel like sometimes what I learned is like, in order to get into the soulmate you want, you really have to align yourself with that energy. So if you want, you know, a dark, stormy relationship, you can be in that energy. If you want kind of that calm, like mature, beautiful love, you have to be calm, mature, beautiful yourself. And it's not to say you guys aren't beautiful, but I feel like you guys have been attached to this energy that's making you feel very low vibrational and making you kind of not value yourself. And maybe there's doubts or questions that have come up of like, am I not good enough? Why won't this person, you know, act right? Why are they acting this way? And it's taking you out of really being empowered and knowing how beautiful you are and knowing how you guys deserve the best. So that's going to come to an end, and you guys may be getting some of those downloads during your sleep is what I'm getting with the Four of Swords. Some of those like mental changes and emotional energetic changes are going to be things that your guides and angels and your higher self programs into you while you're asleep. So I feel like you guys are going to be doing a lot of work in the sleep realm, and you know, you might not even be consciously aware of some of this. But I feel like it's not something where you guys will need to as much take an active role, because your guides are kind of taking over and being like, we're done with this. It's time to make some upgrades. And they're going to start putting you in more of an empowered energy where you are not going to tolerate this anymore. You guys may start stumbling across like random self-help stuff or random empowerment things, and just start shifting how you view things, where once you were willing to put up with, you know, bad behavior, it's like, oh, hell no. Like, and it's just going to really shift how you guys treat yourselves. So we got the Universe, Emotional Withdrawal reversed, Rejoice in Celebration, so Three of Cups again. We got Solitude and Authority. So this is kind of related to the Empress card, or excuse me, the Emperor card. And it's funny that I didn't plan for it to come out underneath, but it came out right underneath the Empress. So I almost feel like, you know, this person, the way they've been treating you, maybe it allows them to feel powerful. Maybe for some of you, this may be a no contact situation. For others, it may be someone you deal with on a daily basis, or someone that you have, you know, plenty of contact with. Maybe you are in a relationship with them, or this is a work partner or something like that. But the dynamic that exists between you two allows this person to feel empowered and you to feel unempowered. And I almost feel like they enjoy that. They get off on the fact that you just don't feel like your highest glowed up self. You know what I mean? You're not walking around being like, oof, I look great in this. Oh, I feel fabulous. You know what I mean? You're not walking around feeling yourself, being positive, being excited about yourself. And so this person kind of likes that a little bit. It's like that maybe feeds their ego. Maybe they feel the need to feel powerful. Maybe they feel the need to put others down to make them feel higher. And it's almost like you guys, in a way, I'm getting some of you guys have been isolating yourselves with this relationship somehow. Like, again, I feel like for most of you, it's romantic. It could also be a friend. It could also be a work situation for a lot of you. But I feel like for the majority of you, this is going to be romantic. Take it how it resonates for your exact situation, since it's a general reading. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, this romantic relationship or whatever it is has made you guys kind of isolate yourself from others. I feel like there's a lot of self-worth questioning that's happened as a result of this. There's a lot of like, why hasn't this person treated me right? Why hasn't it worked out? What have I done wrong? What's wrong with me kind of energy. And it's almost like when we go into those periods where we question ourselves, or we have a ton of self-doubt, where we take that on. Sometimes we think, well, it won't matter. I'll just, have these kinds of thoughts, but it won't affect other things. But the fact is, how we think about one thing really bleeds into all aspects of our life. So when we allow ourselves to feed into that negative thought pattern where we're thinking like, God, I'm just not pretty enough, or I'm so stupid, or I'm just so awkward, or whatever it is that you guys are thinking, that will bleed into all aspects of your life. And I feel like sometimes that has made you guys isolate, where it's like maybe before you would have been down to go out and grab drinks with your friends, but it's like you're like, no, you just don't feel good anymore. You've started questioning yourself. It's taken a hit to your confidence. I feel like a good thing for some of you guys to do is start doing mantras. I tell myself all the time, and I'm not a narcissist, I'm not, trying to make myself feel better than anyone, but I tell myself, oh my God, you look so good, or wow, you're so smart, or whatever, I think that's so important, to look at yourself in the mirror and really love yourself. I mean, some people will make you feel bad about that, but that's the most beautiful, wonderful thing you can do, is really treat yourself with love and kindness. And that bleeds out into all your interactions with everyone else. You have to love yourself first before you can really love someone else, and before you can offer love to everyone else, And when you are in a spirit of real self-love, you're gonna be happy for everyone else if they feel the same way. You're not gonna feel threatened. So it's not about saying I'm better than this person or anything like that, but it is about loving yourself, because if you don't love yourself, really no one else can. You radiate that self-love when you fully go into that energy. It pulsates out from you, and everyone else can feel it, and they absorb some of it, and it's a really positive thing. I feel like for some of you guys, you might work on loving yourself. Maybe this person made you feel like, someone who pays attention to their makeup, or is going to the gym or whatever, is so full of themselves, or they hate people that think they're better than everyone. And maybe this person is I feel like this person, I don't know if you guys know this, but I feel that this person is very insecure about themselves, that this person actually does have a lot of self-worth issues that they then project onto others. That's why they need to feel more powerful than you. When someone is fully empowered, they don't need to make someone feel less than, like if you are the king, you don't need to pull power trips. You already know you're powerful. This person doesn't feel that powerful. They don't have self-love. That's why they needed to make you doubt and question yourself, and they needed to not treat you with respect for them to get a little ego boost, And the thing is that I feel like they may have made you feel like you needed to humble yourself, or you needed to not be, they said questions like, oh, I don't like girls that spend a lot of time on their hair and makeup. They're so egotistical, or they're full of themselves. When the reality is, of course, everyone chooses to spend different amounts of time on their hair, makeup. If someone doesn't want to wear makeup or just throws their hair up, I couldn't care less. I mean, good for you. But there's nothing wrong with choosing to spend, some minutes working out your hair or anything like that. And so I feel like this person has put like these weird ideas into your head about how you need to behave, and you guys needing to act humble, or you guys feeling like you need to live up to this certain idea they have. And I feel like this just needs to be thrown out the window because it's really limiting you and holding you back. And we have emotional withdrawal, and I feel like some of you guys may have just withdrawn from certain friends or certain situations. It's almost like you're hiding yourselves away because this person has made you question yourself and question so many things. And I feel like this is going to be you moving out of it, you guys moving into a Three of Cups celebratory energy. Maybe you guys will be going out and partying. This is a card that does talk about parties, celebrations. I mean, these people are cheersing, you know, they're having a blast, they're having a great old time. It's probably filled with wine, or I don't know, maybe vodka or something if they're really going to kick it up a notch. So you guys are going to be, I think a lot of you going out more, having more fun, being more social, just enjoying yourselves more. And you guys deserve that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know why you guys, you know, this person makes you want to question yourself and makes you feel like you're not allowed to have fun. You are allowed to have fun. We were put on this planet to do a lot of different things, but one of them is to enjoy life as a human, you know, enjoy the beautiful things of life and smile and laugh and have a great time and, you know, feel that love of friendship and, you know, meet new people and all those beautiful things. And I'm not saying you should put yourself at risk, or if you guys don't drink or something, you know, totally respect that. But I just feel like you guys are going to be putting yourselves out there more and opening yourselves up more. And I feel like that is going to create a pathway for you to be in more of a relationship mode and be able to meet someone that is going to treat you way better, that you guys are going to feel way more fulfilled with, and who's not going to make you doubt and question yourself. So we also got the Three of Pentacles, we got the King of Wands, we got the Five of Pentacles, we got the Two of Cups again, we got the Ego, which relates to the Devil card, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor again, the Nine of Swords, and the Page of Cups reversed. So yeah, I feel like something that is coming in is this clearing is going to bring you guys into more financial abundance as well, because I feel like, again, it's not just, it is about this relationship, but it's like, it's not just about this relationship, because this relationship has brought other things into your life. It's made you question yourself. It's made you have a dent to your confidence. And that is holding you back from financial abundance and keeping you in this Five of Pentacles energy. And I love actually the description on this card, because it says negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges, fear surrounding money, reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for being self-employed, but really I love the negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges. A lot of it is just this mental attitude this person has brought into your life. I feel like they have really made you question your self-worth, really made you doubt yourself, and that has held you back from manifesting the kind of money that you guys can. And I feel like with the Queen of Pentacles, this is going to start being cleared out of your life. I feel like what I'm getting from your spirit guides and your spiritual team and your future self is like, they're just sick of this. They're sick of watching it, and they're going to intervene and take care of a lot of this themselves. It's kind of like you're a little bit stuck right now, and they know that, and they're going to take over, is what I'm hearing. Is like, y'all don't really need to do a ton of work with this, because they are going to take the wheel. I just heard Jesus take the wheel, which is like a Carrie Underwood song, I think, right? Like, so then they are stepping in, they are taking over, and they are kind of like, okay, we get that right now you seem a little lost. And so sometimes that happens in life, and sometimes you need outward intervention. And I feel like they are going to just start doing that. And again, doing a lot of the work while you guys are actually sleeping, which is one of the things the Nine of Swords talks about, is kind of sleeplessness. But I feel like this is going to be work that they do, in this case, while you guys are asleep. I feel like in this case, it relates to you guys sleeping and that kind of nighttime period where you guys are, you know, drifting off to sleep and a little bit unconscious, because a lot of this is deep psychological stuff that needs to be kind of untwisted and unpacked. So they're going to be doing that work for you guys. I feel like you guys, you know, I don't know if, I don't want to like hurt anyone or rub salt in the wound. But I just feel like this person, you know, they are very full of their own ego. And that's literally the ego card we got, which relates to the Devil card. This person is very full of themselves. They're in a very dysfunctional way of behaving, to be honest. And I don't think they're really ready for love. It's almost like they're collecting hearts, or they want to have that idea that like, ooh, I could get anyone I want. You know what I mean? They're very egotistical, and they may consider themselves a Casanova or a smooth talker or something. They are very good at, you know, putting on the charm, but it's disingenuous, you know? I think this person is in a very dysfunctional mindset where they are not wanting to process some of the pain from their past, and that's why they act the way they do. But I don't really care about this person, to be honest. This is boring to me. Like, people that act like this, I mean, I just don't like those kind of F-boys. Like, they just don't rub me the right way at all. So I feel like I would rather focus on you guys. I just feel like what matters about this person is that they have made your mind doubt yourself, and they've made you have 9 of Swords energy where you're kind of feeling really awful and questioning yourself, and maybe even dealing with depression or anxiety, where you guys are not in your power. You're not feeling empowered. So you guys are going to be going into an energy of really learning to shift your mindset. With the 3 of Pentacles, it does talk about, you know, learning and mentally growing. And I feel like that is going to happen with you guys. You guys are going to just be unpacking a lot of this mental stuff and coming into your Queen of Pentacles energy, where you guys are empowered. You guys are on your throne, and you guys know that you guys really bring so much to the table. And I feel like once you guys get in this energy, not only is the money going to come in, but also the love is going to start happening. With the Page of Cups reversed, I feel like right now the love is being blocked from you guys, and you guys aren't able to go into this 2 of Cups energy. You guys may think this is a 2 of Cups love situation, but it's really not. And I feel like you guys have another soulmate that is going to come through in the future. And when it does, you guys are going to be so baffled that you ever tolerated this kind of behavior. You know what I mean? And once you guys start clearing this energy, it's going to put you way further on the path to meeting this soulmate. I'm not getting a timeline for a lot of you. I do feel like it's a little bit in the future, because I'm going to be honest, I feel like you guys have a little bit of work to do. But I don't think this is going to be difficult work. Again, I feel like your spiritual team is really leading the charge on this. They're kind of taking the reins. They took the wheel. So you guys are just kind of coasting for right now, but you are being put on this path to ultimately reach your soulmate and ultimately meet them and ultimately make that relationship work. And again, when that happens, you guys are going to be so empowered. You guys are going to be able to meet the energy of your soulmate, because I'm sure if you had a choice between soulmates, right, and there was one who was like extremely down on themselves, really depressed, always saying how horrible they are, constantly having a crisis in confidence, or someone who was really happy, was in a very positive self-attitude, liked themselves, enjoyed themselves, had a positive sense of self-worth, very steady energy, you would definitely pick the steady energy person who loves themselves, right? And so it's kind of like, to get this soulmate, you have to become an energetic match with them. You have to be on this path to fully being happy with yourself, loving yourself, valuing yourself, and knowing you guys deserve the best. I feel like some of you guys need to stop tolerating bad dates or late night texts or half effort or someone not contacting you but you're still thinking about them. You guys deserve to be treated like a priority, like you guys are valuable, like you guys are treasure. You know what I mean? You guys deserve to be cherished. And so you need to start treating yourself that way. That's step 1. And then you'll be an energetic match for this soulmate that wants to come through. So we also got, let's see, Go the Distance, New Life, Flexible Reversed, Yin, and Deep Knowing. So I feel like actually Go the Distance, honestly, I thought it was reversed. but I wasn't sure. It kind of flew out, but I'm feeling like it should be reversed. And I feel like it should be reversed because I feel like some of you guys need to learn that this thing you've been holding on to with this relationship, you need to stop trying to make it work. Sometimes, you know, we get this card upright and it's supposed to be a message to keep going and that you need to stick it out. And sometimes that's what spirit wants for us. Even in a difficult situation with a difficult person, sometimes there's some reason why, you know, we got to stick it in there. We got to stay in there. I don't know. That sounded like weird, but anyway, we got to stick it out. That's what I was trying to say. We got to stick it out. And so I feel like with you guys have been very loyal, but it's almost like to the wrong person and it's a waste of your energy. And it might be time to call uncle and to say, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. And I don't want to do it anymore because it's not really valuing me correctly. And it's really not a good use of my time. And I feel like that's what spirit wants you to do, to welcome in this new life. And with flexible reverse, same. I feel like it's like you guys have been too flexible. A lot of times this card comes out to tell us we need to be flexible. We need to understand a situation, but it's almost like you guys have been too understanding. You guys have been too much accepting of excuses or a bad behavior, and you guys will be the one who's like, well, I know they did that, but they didn't really mean it, or, well, I'm sure they said it this way. Well, I know I feel really bad about myself every time I talk to them, but they didn't mean to. Like, no. It's time to stop tolerating that. It's time for you guys to stop bending yourself into a pretzel to tolerate this person's behavior. I feel like you guys, if you were to meditate or, you know, really go deep down and connect with spirit, you guys would know that you deserve so much better than this. And you guys deserve to feel happy and cherished and loved. With yin coming out, that really talks about the sacred feminine and the divine feminine. So for a lot of you guys, most of my viewers are females. I do love, of course, my male viewers as well. But for a lot of you guys, you know, I feel like the message with this is that part of the feminine is really supposed to be kind of cherished in a relationship. Of course, the masculine is as well in a different way, but the masculine's role is much more active, right? And the feminine's role is receptive. So the masculine's role is more to give love, and this is kind of, you know, acted out in like the sex act or whatever. So a lot of these are ancient spiritual practices, so don't get mad at me if you don't like it, you know, because I didn't invent it, not by a long shot. But I feel like, so the masculine's role is really to give love, the feminine's role is to receive it, you know, openly. And I feel like you guys need to accept the fact that you do deserve to be given love. You guys do deserve to be open to love and receive it and have someone give you that. And I feel like that's something you guys need to work on. For those who are men asking about women, I don't know if that message applies to you. I feel like you guys probably need to be empowered a little bit more in general, and just work on self-worth, work on maybe rehashing, you know, childhood stuff or whatever. But I feel like you guys need to work on aligning yourself so you can welcome a truly divinely empowered feminine energy that values herself and knows herself. And you guys can have this beautiful divine love that I think wants to come in. So it's gonna, you know, whenever there's like a gendered message, I just want to clarify because it does manifest differently for men versus women. And so when they bring it up, I have to like mention it. But yeah, so take that how that resonates based on, you know, what kind of energy you guys have. And where you guys will fall into that dynamic. But I do feel like this is a new life. This is a new love that wants to come in. This is a new relationship where you guys will need to be aligned with your sacred purpose energy and really embodying that, whether that's the sacred divine feminine and you need to learn to receive love, or whether that's the sacred divine masculine, you need to learn to give love. Whichever one you fall into, this is something you guys need to really work on and learn to do, and learn not to tolerate or waste your time with someone that is totally out of their own alignment and isn't going to treat you with the respect you deserve. Because, you know, the wasting time in relationships like these, the person has to do a lot of soul growth, and it's just, you know, it's going to take them a really long time. And why do that when you could welcome in someone that already has their energy already worked out? So we also got Door to Romance, Healer of the Ages, Hostilities, and attachment. So these cards are really talking about like, this is a negative attachment. This is really about being too attached to someone in a negative way. And with hostilities, I feel like for some of you guys, you don't even understand that this person, you know, doesn't have good intentions towards you. Again, I see this in a lot of people with like trauma that they never worked through, is they, you know, maybe they get angry about something small and they direct it at their partner and they fly into a rage, or they get triggered and they try to make the other person feel bad about themselves. It's so low vibrational and so nasty. And just honestly, I would say it's evil behavior. I mean, whether the person is doing it out of fear or whether they're doing it deliberately, it's the same effect. And, you know, I have sympathy for anyone dealing with trauma. It's so hard to get over trauma, but we shouldn't be manifesting it in making people hurt or trying to hurt others or trying to question themselves. And I feel like this person has really made you do that. They have not had good intentions towards you. And honestly, I feel like sometimes they can be a little sadistic, where they are trying to make you question yourself, and they're aware that that is something that's happening, and they kind of enjoy it because they like the fact that they can make you doubt yourself, that they have that power over you. So it's really negative and nasty, and something that I definitely want to see you guys leave in the past. Also with Healer of the Ages, this person just has a lot of healing to do. And I feel like you have a lot of healing to do as well, but I think your guides are really going to really involve themselves in this. I feel like for you guys, you know, even though maybe you guys both have to heal, you and this other person, you are not someone who has like this huge karmic debt the way this person does. Like, you guys have not been trying to be cruel to others, not been trying to hurt them or make them question themselves or being hostile to them deep down the way this person has. So this is why your team is really getting involved and healing you guys right now and really working on your healing pretty quick. Whereas with this person, I feel they have a very long road of being stuck in this dysfunctional energy ahead of them. I feel like they're not going to change for a very long time. They're going to be very rooted in this energy and still doing this kind of thing like 5, 10, 15 years down the road, and wondering why they're so unhappy and all their relationships are so full of conflict. So just be glad that you guys are having a healing team come and intervene, and know that this person is going to be stuck in this very distorted energy for a super long time. So we also got forgiveness reversed. We got taking risks, abundance, diligence, love, action. I felt called to pull out a lot of these. Flexibility, inner peace, and freedom reversed. So I feel like for you guys, you may not have even been realizing how trapped you were in this energy with this person. For some of you guys, you may have just kind of slipped into this energy without knowing it. Again, I feel like this person is very good with their words. And I also want to mention, because I kind of skimmed over, but with the Three of Cups, it can also definitely mention infidelity. That's one of the main meanings. So, you know, I feel like this person, I wouldn't be surprised if there was cheating, or again, with deceptive energy. I think this could manifest differently for others, depending on whether it's a no contact situation or a full-on relationship or whatever, but it definitely can indicate cheating for those of you who maybe were in a relationship with this person, and general dishonesty with some of the other cards we got. So I feel like for you guys, you may not have even realized that you were kind of trapped in this dysfunctional dynamic, and it was really holding you back in a way you didn't realize, with freedom reversed. And so I feel like in the future, also with forgiveness reversed, you know, sometimes we have to forgive, we have to be understanding of a situation, but I feel like sometimes spiritual stuff, it can be very like, you have to forgive everyone. And while it's good to forgive and never carry that pain or that anger on our hearts because it can hurt us, forgiving someone doesn't mean we have to tolerate them or keep them in our lives or try to fix them or try to heal them. Sometimes it can mean leaving it behind, you know? And I just feel like you guys don't need, if you feel like you need to help this person or stay in contact with them or, you know, reach out to them again, I feel like Spirit is saying you've already done enough kind of tolerating of this behavior, and it might be time to just switch it out and leave it behind. They don't need you to go back and try to fix this person anymore. It's now time for you guys to shift into really focusing on yourselves. And there's so many cards that have to do with that. We got taking risks, abundance, diligence, action. And so I feel like Spirit is really wanting you to know that it's time for you to focus on yourselves. It's time for you guys to lean into self-love and being open to whatever happens. I feel like you guys, again, have been kind of in hermit energy a little bit, or holding yourself back from new relationships, or maybe not opening your heart up fully, or maybe not going out and all this stuff. This person has made you question yourself so much and really gotten deep in your head. And so it's time for you guys to enter this new stage. I can just see someone kind of, going on a road trip for the first time, or like running through the desert with open arms. Like, I feel like you guys are just going to have all these adventures that are going to really empower yourselves and start you on this journey to fully being empowered. And so I think that's going to come in really soon. And then I feel like you guys are going to be focused more on your career, more on what you have to do. Also with door to romance and love, there's a lot of cards that indicate that there is indeed a soulmate that is going to come in for you guys, but I only feel like it's going to manifest in your life once you've worked on yourself and once you have become in this energy of inner peace. I feel like once you guys, have left some of these doubts that this person has sowed inside of you and has made you question yourself so much, that this new soulmate is only going to come in once you have left that energy behind, once you guys are empowered, full of inner peace, and really loving yourself. And you guys are going to be in a very productive, happy energy, I feel. And once that happens, I think you're going to be aligned with your soulmate. So we finally got Wheel. Indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. May. Broken wishbone, wish will not be granted. Skull, hidden secrets can harm you. Kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. Broken ring, parting of the ways in either romance or business. Unicorn, using your intuition to make beneficial changes. Career, turkey, someone is behaving stupidly. Rooster, an arrogant, boastful person you should not cross. Archway, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Desk, pay attention to your work. Grasshopper, situations in the balance that require careful handling. And Clouds, temporary problems. So you can see that there's a lot of cards here that do talk about love, but also about work and career. So I feel like you guys should know that this is like an overall glow up that's happening. You guys are going to be energetically reprogrammed. And this change that you make, while it may seem small or like, well, it's just one relationship, who cares? It's actually affecting so many parts of your life. And once you guys shift this area, you're going to be blown away by how much more can come in and how much more empowered you guys feel. That's going to lead to financial abundance, and it's also going to lead to love. So this is like a major key, as DJ Khaled would say, that once you guys put it into place, you're going to be shocked by how everything else blossoms. I feel like Spirit is just calling this person out a little bit with Rooster, Turkey. I feel like this person is just really deceptive. Also with Skull, about hidden secrets. Really would not be surprised if this person had a lot of hidden secrets from you. We do have a lot of cards with that. I don't think they've been honest with their intentions or upfront. And basically this person is just a waste of time. You guys deserve so much better. You guys are a unicorn, and you need to start valuing yourselves, and you need to start talking to yourselves and empowering yourselves and reminding yourselves of your self-worth. That's so important, because this person has really taken that away from you, and you guys can get it back, but you need to start working on embodying that energy and feeling empowered, reminding yourself that you're beautiful, that you're smart, that you're, funny, that you guys have so much to bring to the table, that anyone would be lucky to be with you. And then when that happens, this archway is going to open up, and you guys are going to be able to pass through to this beautiful new life that I think we see with career and desk, where there's romance that wants to come in, but there's also this financial abundance. And I just see you guys in the future being really plugged into your work and really like in love with it. Like, you guys, I feel like, will wake up in the morning like super excited to go in. You guys will be so engaged with it. I see this whole lifestyle shift happening for you guys. And I think that a lot of this change is going to start being like seeds being sown very soon. You guys are going to have your guides working in your head. So you might suddenly start stumbling across, you know, empowerment courses, or stumbling across, you know, mantras that you could say to make yourselves feel more empowered. Or you guys might start listening to some of those subliminal programming channels or something. But I feel like a lot of this work is going to be done kind of on the unconscious astral plane, and then it's going to manifest in the physical. And it's going to manifest in you guys loving your career, being super plugged in, and then I feel like that energy you'll be in will bring in this new love and this new romantic relationship. So I feel like for those of you guys that are really stuck on someone, it's time to just release it and let it go. Know that you guys deserve so much better than this person, and you guys will have so much better than this person. May be a significant date for some of you guys. It may have been, I don't know, your birth date, or when you guys met, or it may be when you really are fully in this abundant energy next year. I know that may seem like a while from now, but, and by the way, this is a timeless reading, so whenever you come across it, definitely it applies. And so from May, right now we're in August, so that would be 9 months from now, I think. No, 8 months. So it's not that far off, but like I said, this is a big sea change in your life that's going to really affect every area. So it's one of those things where like the changes that are going to happen, first it's going to really affect your brain, your heart. You're going to start fully embodying that energy, and then you're going to see it manifest in the physical with the changes to your career and with this new love coming in. But with Broken Wishbone, I feel like it's just confirming and saying to you, like, don't put any more energy in this person, because they are not worthy of your time. With Broken Ring too, I feel like, again, there's just loyalty. This person is not a loyal person deserving of you. And with Wheel, which says indecisiveness, you know, they are saying that, I feel like also with Turkey, they're calling you a little bit out, where they're like, you already know this person isn't good for you. You already know you deserve better. You've kind of become so confused because of how this person treated you that it really affected like your ability to judge the situation. You know what I mean? And I feel like you'll look back in the future when you're in your empowered Queen of Pentacles energy and just be like, I can't believe I tolerated that, and I'm so much happier now. And you'll be so happy with the path you took. But I also feel like Wheel has to do with the Wheel of Fortune, shifting, changes, luck changing, and I think that is another thing that's happening right now. So don't feel down about it. There's no reason for you guys to beat yourself up. This kind of a thing happens to so many of us in our lifetime, and it's such a powerful opportunity for growth. And I feel like after you come out of it, you guys are going to be more empowered than ever and ready to welcome in this soulmate that you guys have been craving and wanting so badly. I feel like this person has been wanting you too, and they're just kind of waiting, biding their time, so that, you know, when you guys come out, you guys will be fully in your empowered energy and able to align with them. I'm getting a vision of, like, I know for me, when I went to prom, I wasn't ready, and my boyfriend at the time, like, the hairstylist ruined my hair, and I had to go into my bathroom and try to change my hair myself, which I'm really bad at hair, and he ended up having to wait for me for like 2 hours like downstairs while I was changing my hair. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys, where I feel like you guys are going to have to, this soulmate is kind of waiting for you to fix your energy, to get yourself aligned, to get that hair straightened and looking good, you know what I mean? So if you're like, why haven't they come in yet? That's why you guys are still in the bathroom, you know, trying to curl or straighten your hair, trying to get that hairspray in place. Like, you guys are just getting ready, and you guys are almost there, but you guys still have a little bit more work to do. And then once it's perfect, you guys can make your grand entrance and head off into the sunset together. So, you know, don't be concerned that it hasn't happened yet, because by the time you probably wouldn't be ready for this person right now because you're too unconfident. And this person really wants someone who has it all, who's confident, who's in a positive mode, you know, so that you guys can have an alignment aligned energy, and they want you to feel empowered. They are attracted to that. This person doesn't have this kind of negative devil energy where they need you to feel like you are under their thumb. They want you to feel empowered and happy. So this is a really beautiful thing, and that's why they haven't come in yet, but I think they will soon. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it did in the comments. I really love hearing your stories and your opinions. They mean so much to me. So let me know what you thought. Also, make sure to like and subscribe and turn on those notifications. I post every few days. So if you want to see more videos, make sure you're subbed with notifications on. And I will see you guys in the next reading. I am sending you so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey pile 3, so if you guys picked this beautiful kiwi cake, this is going to be your reading. They did such great detail on this. You can kind of see like the texture of the liquid on top. It looks kind of like they would have little kiwi seeds or pulp in it. So I just love this one. I was so happy when it came. And if you love these fake foods like me, this one is just, the detail is amazing. And I think there's also an apricot on top, but it looks so good. So let's get right into your reading. I pre-pulled some cards, so let's get into it. We got Death. We got the 8 of Wands, we got the 6 of Cups, we got the Page of Wands, we got the Page of Cups, we got the Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, the Devil, the 10 of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the 2 of Cups. So you guys have a lot of contrasting cards, but one thing that is coming through from this and from some of the other cards that I pulled is pregnancy for some of you. Only obviously if you're trying to get pregnant, if that's something you want, but I feel like that's something that is going to come in and shift for you, for many of you guys, where if you guys have been trying to start a family or wanting to find like a soulmate and be on the path to that, that is something that we got a bunch of cards relating to. So of course, if you are not trying to get pregnant, you know, maybe you don't have to worry about that. But for those of you who do want a pregnancy or a child, that is coming in fairly strong with a lot of the cards we got. So for others, I feel like more of it's aligning you on the path to maybe finding your soulmate or starting a family. If that's something you guys want, is kind of like that house with the white picket fence and the dream and like a settled life, I feel like that is coming into you for you guys. I feel like that is starting to manifest. So you guys may be starting to, you know, have that soulmate come towards you with the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups right next to each other. That is really saying that there is going to be like this new start, new beginning. And with the Death, that kind of indicates that something is going to be ending. So I feel like you may be having things removed from your life to bring in this new energy. You know, we got a lot of cards that have to do with, like I said, pregnancy, the Moon, the 6 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. And so I feel like this could be different things for different people, where if you are not trying to start a family, maybe it could be like a business relationship you guys are starting to start, or a new, you know, job with the Queen of Pentacles. It could really lead to abundance, but there is this new thing that wants to come into your life, this new fresh start, this new beginning. And I feel like there is so much opportunity for you guys to do whatever you want with this and to really run towards it. There may be things you had to leave in the past, dysfunctional energy. I feel like a lot of you guys have been kind of working, like you guys have been putting in the time, you guys have been trying to manifest something, and for those of you who have, that is starting to really come true. So yeah, that is something that, you know, many of you guys may have been working on your spiritual practices with the Moon, and I feel like your guides are telling me that like they've heard it. So for a lot of you guys, this is about like a wish being granted. So whatever it is, you know, you guys will know what I'm talking about, but there's like a new start indicated and a new fresh thing coming in. And I feel like a lot of you guys are just going to be super delighted for this. A lot of you guys there's also this soulmate energy that's coming in really strong. Family. Maybe some of you guys have been focusing more on your career. I see a lot of you guys have been working and have been like doing the work. So I feel like it's going to go into time for you to kind of reap what you sowed. You know, you guys have been like sowing those seeds, and, you know, working in the fields kind of a thing. And now it's time to start reaping that and, like, you know, sowing it and starting to collect what you guys have put the work into. It's harvest time. It's like that time of year when, you know, they bring out the tractor and they collect all the plants that they planted, you know, 6 months before. I feel like that's what's coming in for you guys, is there was work that you guys put in, and now it's time to collect. Now it's time for you guys to kind of celebrate a little bit. So we also got the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Swords reversed. We got the Queen of Wands, we got the Lovers, we got the 2 of Cups, we got the Chariot, we got the High Priestess, the 8 of Cups, the Empress, and the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Moon again. And it's so funny how it came right over the Rider-Waite moon. But I feel like for a lot of you guys, again, this is like a soulmate, a romantic relationship that wants to come in. This is a new, fresh relationship. Again, I keep getting that a lot of you guys have been manifesting. And with the Moon coming out twice, as well as the High Priestess, I do feel like many of you guys may have been doing spiritual practices. Many of you guys may have been manifesting things very seriously and putting in that work every month to, you know, do certain activities to help manifest. And if so, I feel like that is starting to pay off. I feel like there's always a lag time with manifestation sometimes, where you kind of have to, like, again, it's that metaphor of planting the seed, and then you have to wait to, like, watch it grow, and then eventually it kind of goes into bloom or goes into that harvest period. If you can't tell, I don't know all the terms because I'm definitely not, like, familiar with farming or anything like that, but I know that you have to have those few months where the seed is coming up in the ground and kind of germinating and coming to fruition, and then you get to eventually have the harvest. And I feel like you guys are at that point where you guys are about to see kind of rapid change with the Chariot, where things are going to happen fast and move quickly for you guys. Like, you guys have been putting in the work. And I feel like for many of you guys, this is about leaving behind painful situations. We do have Death, the Devil, and also the 10 of Swords. So there is this energy where you guys are leaving behind a negative energy. You know, you guys are leaving behind a dynamic that wasn't working for you. I feel like for some of you guys, what I'm getting is maybe there have been people that haven't valued you or didn't understand what you were doing. Maybe like they questioned you, or they were like, well, why are you spending your time manifesting? None of that works. But I feel like there are people that you guys are just going to start seeing those kind of situations drop off, and they're not going to be able to have as much of an effect on you. And I feel like with some of those people removed, you guys are just going to be able to see those manifestations happen a lot quicker. Maybe some of these people with their negative energy were blocking your manifestations from coming into fruition. But I honestly feel like some of these people are going to get to witness and see these things come into place. It's almost like Spirit is going to let them witness. I'm hearing that line from Forever by Drake, which I love that song. And I know he says in it, if you ain't been a part of it, at least you got to witness. So he's bragging in that song all about his achievements, and, like, you know, he says first name ever, last name greatest, or maybe the opposite, but it's like, last name ever, first name greatest. So he's talking about how great he is, and he's basically saying, like, it's a privilege for you even to get to witness it. So I feel like for many of you guys, if you did have like doubters or haters around you, there is going to be this public component where they kind of have to sit and watch. But I feel like you guys are going to be so happy with this new change that you're not even really going to care. There's so much empowered energy here. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles, we got the Queen of Wands, we have the Empress, we have the High Priestess. Like, you guys are just radiating so much power right now. And also the 10 of Cups. I feel like you guys are just going to be really happy. This isn't going to be a situation where you guys are, you know, okay, you have one area of your life worked out, like you're making a lot of money, but you're kind of lonely, or maybe you feel emotionally really fulfilled, but, you know, you're hard up for cash. This is going to be like everything is kind of lined up and in place. So this is just a huge new start. And again, for those of you who want a family. I feel like for a lot of you, even if this is a while off, this is aligning you with the path towards a family, towards having kids and stuff. So I'm not sure how far away it is in the future. For some of you, I feel like it could be happening really soon if you're actively trying to get pregnant. And for others where you're like, definitely not, you know, I just feel like this is going to align you on that path. But this is really speaking about fertility in general also, like as in you guys are kind of ripe and ready for whatever to come in that you want, you know, like if you guys wanted to start a business, you guys have the capability of doing that. Whatever you guys try to start at this time is going to be very fruitful and is going to really blossom really quickly. So it's almost like this is a time when, you know, the world is your oyster and you kind of can't lose. But there is this Eight of Cups where, you know, there's a lot of cards that have to do with leaving stuff behind. So I feel like that's going to manifest for you, some of you differently. I feel like for some of you, you guys, it's not that you have necessarily super evil people, but maybe they just don't get it. Like maybe they just doubt you, or they're like, what are you doing? Or like, that's kind of weird, or you're so weird, you know? And it's like, it's not like they're trying to hurt you, but they may be like getting in your head and kind of holding you back from truly having this super, like I feel like you guys just have this energy where anything you touch kind of turns to gold. Like that's why I shuffled a lot of cards for this, because I was like, I don't even know where to start. Like there's so many blessings coming in for you guys. And I was like, is this like, what is going on here? Because it's like, it's like I'm hearing that phrase, get you a man that has it all. It's like you guys have it all. You guys have every area covered. So I feel like you guys have this beautiful like King Midas touch, that everything you touch is going to be fruitful and productive and really successful. But then you have people that kind of just don't get it. Maybe they just don't appreciate you or see you as you are. Maybe they just kind of doubt you or argue with you, or, you know, they just don't get it. They think what you're doing is weird. And I feel like for some of you, these people are just going to be kind of left behind. And it's not like you are going to have a blowout with them of, you know, telling them off or being like, I'm not talking to you, I'm cutting you out. I feel like a lot of you, it's not even going to like be like that. It's just going to be like, they just kind of fall out of your life, like very gently. Again, you guys are doing a lot of like positive manifestation, and you guys are radiating such positive power that I feel like, you know, you will be able to make it so that it's not some huge blow up. It's just like, they're just kind of plucked out of your life very easily. Like I'm seeing, you know, someone being escorted out of a bar, and instead of them like screaming and being like, how dare you? They're just like, oh, I gotta go. Okay. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like spirit, where they're just taking some of these doubters, haters out of your life, and you don't have to have it out with them. You don't have to have a big fight. You can probably maybe stay cordial with them, see them at Christmas or Thanksgiving or whenever, and, you know, keep it cool, because you're not going to have this massive blow up. Even if that's what they would want, I feel like you guys have glowed up so much that you just really know how to handle situations. I'm almost feeling like you guys are spiritually powerful enough to change the energy of a room or to influence other people's emotions. Like, I know for me, when I get really stressed out, I know, like, to make it even worse, all my electronics start messing up, and I will like have, you know, a noise machine that I use go haywire and start playing static, and my laptop will start breaking, and my phone will start acting weird, and my AirPods will go out. And it's obviously like even more frustrating when you're mad and that happens. But we have that ability to influence a lot of, you know, the situations around us. But I feel like you guys can influence other people, where you guys might be able to actually like manage their emotions. So that if they get really upset or they would be really mad about something, you can kind of come in and like tamp them down just with your energy field, because you guys really are very spiritually powerful. I feel like a lot of you guys have been developing some of these talents and working on them, and so this is kind of the fruition phase where it's like you guys are really good at that, and you guys kind of set the temperature of the room. Some people are very strong radiators of energy, and I feel like you guys are. So if you want to keep it calm and cool, I feel like you guys have that power, which will make this change, I feel like, easier, because you won't have to have some blowout argument where they are, screaming in your face and it's stressful. You'll just be able to, even if they came in with the intention of like, I'm going to tell them what I think, once they interact with you, they'll be like, oh, okay, well, whatever. You guys are just that powerful that you can kind of monitor everything. So we also got to be fair, poised, happy, and regeneration. I'm actually feeling like these should be upright. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is like a major change. I don't think it's going to be as traumatic as like a giant tower moment where it's like, oh my God, but this is just a big shift where you guys are going to be kind of redoing your whole life and shifting into an energy, I feel, where you guys are appreciated. Actually, I think maybe some of the reason why these are reversed is because, or came out reversed, is because I feel like you guys are poised, but you haven't been treated that way. It's almost like you have been being treated like you're not on a pedestal. Like, see, she's up on this pedestal. She is like, obviously like kind of should be treated with respect. She should be held up and kind of respected. But instead, I feel like you guys have not been treated with the respect you guys deserve. Let me get some water. It's almost like you guys have accomplished so much that I feel like a lot of times other people may look at you with a huge amount of respect and maybe like, wow, this person is so great. But then it's like you have this inner circle that kind of looks down on you. You may have people that just treat you disrespectfully. Like it could be friends, it could be family, where I feel like you've outgrown a lot of these people and you guys are still kind of like tolerating them in your life, but I think it's preventing you from your happiness, and maybe that's why that was reversed also. So maybe these should be upright. I don't know. It's interesting the messages coming through about these, but I feel like for a lot of you guys, what wants to come in is like this happy, all around beautiful life, and you guys have changed your energy to be up there. Like I feel like you guys have been doing a lot of spiritual work. You guys are embodying High Priestess and Empress vibes, and the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, like, you guys really are in a powerful energy. Like, that's crazy. And so the thing is, I feel like a lot of you guys have been on this spiritual path for a while. If you guys are like, I haven't been doing spiritual work and I'm not that mature, that's where you guys are going to be, ending up. You guys are on that path to kind of embodying that. So I feel like you guys have been doing spiritual work. You guys have been working on yourselves. Maybe some of you guys were listening to some of those subliminal messaging videos or doing mantras or just doing a lot of spiritual work. But it's like you guys have come into a very empowered energy. But I feel like the people around you, you've kind of outgrown them, and a lot of them can't really tolerate it. And a lot of them are kind of like, how do I deal with this? It makes them uncomfortable to see the contrast. I see that in a lot of relationships where maybe you get used to a certain power dynamic where there's a friend that you used to always go to for advice. And then as you grow up, you kind of realize like, I don't think they actually know what they're talking about. Their life isn't that functional, yet they constantly give me advice. And like, why am I listening to them? Actually, I succeeded more at this than they did, but they keep giving me advice, kind of a thing. And so what you tolerate or what you believe in, when you're 19 is going to be different than what you tolerate when you're 30, hopefully, if you grow, And so I feel like a lot of you guys have grown and outgrown these attachments, but you're still kind of attached to them. You're still not wanting to fully clear them out of your life. I feel like a lot of you guys, some of you guys may be Libras with To Be Fair, or you guys just have that kind of, the thing about Libras, I love Libras, but they really hate conflict. They will go out of their way to avoid conflict. That is why Mars is in fall in Libra, because, they really can't even have like one of those difficult discussions where like, it's like, listen, this really bothers me. Oh, well, I didn't know. Well, I think it's kind of annoying that you think this. Well, okay. But I'll try to do that, but can you switch this? They're not good at having those difficult discussions. And I feel like some of you guys have been kind of avoiding this conflict or avoiding dealing with it, or it's like you don't want to have it out. You don't want to go to these people and cut them out because you're trying to be really nice to them. You're trying to keep things cordial, but it might be time to just start removing those. And I feel like Spirit is going to do that. You guys have been trying to manifest this beautiful life. And the thing is that when we ask Spirit to manifest things, they're like, okay, yeah, we can do that. So, you know, if someone is not conducive to your life, even though when you started that manifestation, you may not have ever imagined that they would be removed, Spirit is like, no, they can't stay. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're trying, when you manifest, you're saying, I want this type of shoe or something. And Spirit is like, well, your foot doesn't fit. You know what I mean? Or we can make that happen, but you're going to have to switch this around, you know? And I feel like it's like you guys are kind of trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. You guys are trying to keep these people in your life and also have this new beautiful life. And that's just, I honestly think, not going to happen. I don't think you guys are going to have a blow up, but I think a lot of these people, maybe you talk to them every day, or maybe you see them on a regular basis, but that's going to start falling away. And I feel like this new life that you guys have, which again, there's a child on this. I think that's a child. I don't know. She looks really young and super happy. But I feel like that is going to, you know, be like this new life where you guys are so absorbed in it, and you guys have this husband or wife that you're so in love with, and this child and this beautiful lifestyle. And it's like, you're not really going to care that much if they get mad that you know, didn't show up on Christmas, but you sent a beautiful, like super elaborate gift basket, you know what I mean? And you're not going to care if they're mad that you know, didn't come to their Halloween potluck or whatever. You're going to be like, well, I had to spend time, you know, trick-or-treating with my kids, so sorry, like I don't have time for that same stuff, you know? And they might not understand it, but I feel like Spirit is going to guide it so that there's not this huge blowout, but it's just going to be kind of a gradual fall off. So we also got the World, Adjacent Possibilities, Woman Holding a Coin, Broken Heart Reversed, Woman Holding a Heart, and Victory. So I feel like this really is victory for you guys. This is stuff you guys have been working towards, and I feel like you guys are just going to be put in like an elevated position, kind of like the Poised card, where she's up and everyone's kind of staring at her. Like, you guys are going to be really put into a position of power, or people are going to look at you with a lot of esteem. You know, maybe some of you guys grew up in a family dynamic that was really unhealthy, or a kind of family dynamic where, you know, you were in poverty or something like that, with Woman Holding a Coin reversed. And I feel like that is going to be put to an end, and you guys are going to be able to really break some of these generational patterns. I feel like you guys have done a lot of intense work. So it's like you guys have so many possibilities to manifest really whatever you want. I feel like Spirit is pretty much listening to you and taking your cues. But for a lot of you, I see you guys manifesting a really happy family, a soulmate situation, and maybe children as well. And if that's what you want, that's coming in really hard, really fast. So I feel like, you know, many of you guys, some of this final stages that will, you know, be happening is like the clearing out of the past stuff. You guys got the World, which indicates just basically like that you can have whatever you want, you know, that this is like the final, like I said, it's a culmination. And we also got Victory. Like, I feel like you guys have been working hard, putting in the work, and now this is time for the celebration period. This is time for like rejoicing and having fun and, you know, getting the reward. It's like after you know, work really hard at the end of a long day, and you get to go home and have like a delicious dinner, or you've been working really hard for a few months and your boss throws you a big party to celebrate all the money you earned. You know what I mean? This is like victory period. This is like that stage of the Olympics where, you know, you won first prize and you get to go up on the medal ceremony. And so I feel like, yeah, that is coming in really big, is this kind of soulmate energy that wants to come through. Some of you guys, I feel like, had a broken heart in the past, or you had like a lost love, but it's almost like I'm feeling like you guys worked through a lot of that, and a lot of you guys have moved through the pain. You're not that super attached to the past. You're not like still crying about it and, you know, desperate about it. You guys have done the work to kind of, you know, lose some of those attachments and move forward. And for those of you who haven't, that may be one of the attachments that's going to be falling away. And again, you guys might be on different paths on this kind of path to the final destination, but the final destination I'm seeing is just a really happy life with money, with love, with a happy family. So we also got patience, wonders, miracles, and voyage. So with voyage, you can see this to me looks like a whale holding a baby whale. So again, there's so much like fertility imagery in this that I'm getting through. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, if some of you guys have been trying to get pregnant actively, like, you know, maybe trying to, you know, start a family for the past few months, and like you have a partner and you guys have been going at that activity, I feel like a lot of that may come through very soon as a baby. So that's just something to mention. Obviously will only apply to some, but for others, again, you're kind of earlier on that path. But it's really, to me, I'm getting the same type of end results of, like, again, a happy family. And for some of you, that may not involve a child, that may just involve like a partner romantically, but there's this overall fertility energy that you guys have with your whole life, where you guys, I feel, could really give birth to whatever you wanted. You know, whether it is a career goal or a family or whatever, you guys have this kind of ability to manifest things really quickly. I feel like a lot of you guys have been patient and been in very patient energy, where you guys have been steadily working, steadily trying to glow yourselves up, steadily trying to fix yourselves. And I feel like Spirit is acknowledging that they've seen you do the work and they are ready to send you the reward. They are ready to clear these people out. And you guys just have wonders and miracles coming in. I feel like a lot of you guys are going to be blown away by this new life you guys are going to be entering into, because I feel like for some of you guys, you didn't have that perfect family growing up or that perfect situation growing up, and you kind of would look at it in awe, and then it was something you started trying to manifest. But you know, when we're manifesting, sometimes it can be hard to see the end result or to really fully believe that it's going to happen. Like, even us who are good manifestors, there still can be that little like, I wonder how this is going to happen. I don't know. And so I feel like when it does happen, you guys are going to be kind of shocked and blown away, like, damn, this is what it's like. Oh, wow. It's even better than I thought. So yeah, I feel like that is going to be such a beautiful period for you guys. So we also got fertility. Prosperity begins, base chakra, memories of love, passion ignited, mental conflict reversed, and recognition and reward. So I feel like you guys, mental conflict reversed, it's like, I think Spirit is calling out that you guys have been really clear about what you wanted. You guys have been doing your manifestation super well. And there's just this mental clarity that I'm seeing with you guys. And this overall like pure direction about you guys knowing where you want to head, you guys knowing where you want to manifest, and going towards that really clearly, you know. And so it's like Spirit is just acknowledging that you've made it a lot easier for them to give you these things. You guys have made the manifestation process easy on their part, because a lot of times Spirit wants to give us certain things, but they're like, well, what do you want? Like, I don't know what you guys want. Maybe sometimes we try to manifest stuff like, well, I just want to be happy, or we don't give specifics, and Spirit like likes us to be specific. You know, you can be happy like sitting in front of the couch eating a candy bar, but it's not really going to make you happy for long, you know. But Spirit will be like, okay, I mean, I can make you happy in the moment. Whereas if you say something very clear, like, you know, I want to have a job that's fulfilling and where I enjoy going to work, then they can, you know, help you with that. Or if it's even more clear, I want to earn this amount of money, I want it in this field, I want this position. And I feel like you guys have been super clear about what you want. And there's this mental growth and intelligence that you guys have really leaned into that I think separates you from some of the people you're attached to. It's like you guys have been leveling up, I feel like, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You guys are just a lot more mature than a lot of the people around you. You guys may have been, you know, going to therapy or watching therapy YouTube videos, or listening to manifestation videos, but it's like this kind of doing the work that you guys have done that has brought you into so much mental clarity and is going to be part of this fertile energy that you guys have, where you can give birth to a baby or a business or a new love, and you guys can get whatever you want because you guys have leveled up and have a lot more wisdom than the average person. So again, we got prosperity begins, so confirmation of that, passion ignited, memories of love. I do think there is going to be a new romance coming in for many of you, or if you're already with your loved one, then I do think that's could be moving forward into like having kids or just having this great life, maybe buying a home, or kind of leaning into that like I always call it like white picket fence energy, where it's just like, you know, happy family vibes, where even if you don't want to live in like a traditional white picket fence house, maybe you want to live in a modern house, but it's kind of like that dream that a lot of people have of like that happy family, and that safety and like closeness of just feeling really secure, and in whatever way that is for you guys. So yeah, that is coming in really strong. And also, like I said, I feel like a lot of the people around you are going to publicly see you get this with recognition and reward. There's going to be this kind of like awe others have of you, like, wow, I can't believe they actually did all that. Or like, you know, maybe you come from a small town and everyone in your town is going to see you on Instagram or whatever having this, but there's this public aspect of people really being in awe of you. And I'm hearing that for a lot of you, or a lot of the people around you, this is like a really positive thing where you guys are kind of going to transform and inspire people. You know, maybe you come from like an area or a background where not a lot of people had money, or not a lot of people had that kind of perfect love situation, and there was divorces, or, you know, single parent situations where it was really full of conflict and fighting, and it was really unhealthy, you know. And I feel like you guys are going to be proof. Nothing wrong with being a single parent, by the way, that's such a hard job, but I'm just saying you guys are going to be proof to them that like you can have it all and you can have the dream, and this is a possibility for you. And so I feel like it's actually going to give you really great karmic points, because you're going to serve as inspiration for so many, even if some of the people close to you don't like it or look down on it. It's like, or, you know, always have something to say about it. It's like you're going to inspire so many more people that they're really not that relevant to it. So we also got Star. So like I said, public recognition, wishbone, a wish is granted. And Star says guaranteed success, carrot, opportunity or windfall, club, someone will try to make you do something against your will. Money path, a path with money is waiting for you to find it. Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. December, sunrise, new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. Weeping willow, family sorrow. Lobster, financial pinch. Caterpillar, things will not always be this way, a change is coming. And arrow, you are on the right path regarding some aspect of your life. So I think it's really interesting that caterpillar, which said things will not always be this way, a change is coming, came out right after like the only two negative cards. And it does talk about with club and weeping willow. I'm really getting like, for a lot of you, this is family. So it may be dysfunctional family members, you know, and they may be holding you back from your path, or saying stuff like, oh, well, you really think you're something, or something like that, where they just kind of put you down, or friends. But I feel like there are just people close to you that it's almost like you've been around them so long and you've been so close to them for so long that you probably tolerate them speaking to you in a way that you wouldn't tolerate it from anyone else. But with them, you're like, well, they're my best friend since I was 6 years old, or I've known them since I was 18, and or, you know, it's my family. So I feel like Spirit is just going to start again escorting these people out of your life. And it's like they are kind of blocking your manifestations. You might even feel self-conscious, like if you got invited on a dream date with like a person that you would love to date, that you could see a future with. They might, you know, look at their social media and say like, oh, well, they're too good to be true. You think you can get someone like that, and kind of, you know, tamp down your wishes and like rain on your parade. And you might not even realize how much that's affecting you. and how much that's kind of seeping into your consciousness and holding back your manifestations from happening. So I feel like kind of them being like gently pulled out of your life will be the major key that will really allow these massive blessings to come through, because almost every other card is positive. With Wishbone, a wish is granted. And I keep making all these metaphors that I'm seeing about harvest season, or like vegetables or crops being harvested. And I feel like that's what carrot really represents. You know, it's like this has been growing for a while. Now it's time for the harvest. Now it's time to pull it out of the ground and cut it up and eat it, however you like to eat carrots. So, yeah, this is like about financial growth and just a brand new start for you guys. So I feel like for some of you, maybe you use, again, this is a timeless reading, so use it, listen to it whenever, and it totally applies. But for some of you guys, you may have been using this kind of period of quarantine that we're in to do a lot of work. I feel like, you know, I've heard that like some people kind of have had a really hard time during quarantine, and then other people used it as an opportunity to like really ramp up their fitness routine, or, you know, put in a lot of work, or try to glow up. And I feel like that's what you guys have been doing, is there is this effort that you guys have been putting in and this commitment to like improving yourself. So again, that's coming into fruition. And with December, so this is a timeless reading, but so we're in August. December is like 3 months away, I want to say. So I feel like for some of you guys, this kind of change could be like 3 months away. And also I'm getting in December, you know, a lot of like family events, at least in the US, happen in December and November. At the end of November is Thanksgiving, and then in December is Christmas, of course. So I feel like, and usually at least in the US, throughout December, there's constant, you know, Christmas parties and coming over to someone's house to get cookies and stuff like that. So I feel like for you guys, some of this may be, again, talking about like you going to these family functions, and maybe some of your family members always have something to say, or can't understand how you're dressing, can't understand how you're living. But the point is, keep going on your path. You guys are heading in the right direction towards massive abundance. And I feel like, you know, these people may always judge, or may always have something to say, may always, you know, have something negative in their mind about you, but it's not going to bother you at a certain point. Once you get that like amazing, you know, 10 of Cups energy, where you guys have this beautiful family situation in whatever way that looks like for you, you're not really going to be bothered. Like, okay, I don't really care, because I have this beautiful life, beautiful house, beautiful partner, beautiful child, if that's what you want. And so it's just going to kind of roll off your back like, oh, yeah, it doesn't bother me. Like, you know how like big celebrities will talk about like, I don't care if I have haters, or rappers will rap about that. Like, keep hating, because look at my life, and, you know, I have all this stuff, so it doesn't bother me that you have a problem with it, you know? So I feel like you guys are going to reach that point where you're going to start removing these people from your life, but it's going to be in a way that is very non-traumatic for you, and they're just going to be allowed to kind of stick around, watch what you're achieving, and it's really not going to bother you. I also feel like this new person that's coming in is going to be protective of you guys, and they're really not going to tolerate these people being rude to you, so they might start even initiating those conversations of like, babe, maybe let's not go to see Thanksgiving with them this time. Maybe let's just have it alone, or let's go see my family instead. So this new relationship that wants to come in, it very well could be a soulmate, because we got the Two of Cups twice and we got the Lovers. So this is like a beautiful love relationship that I feel like you guys have been manifesting for a while, and it's going to lead to just a real level of happiness in your life overall, like a real level of joy. And I feel like you guys are just going to be so absorbed in this new lifestyle where, you know, you're going to be, I feel like it's like one of those situations where, like, you know, if you're a mom, you drop your kids off at school at like 7 a.m. And then at 8 a.m. you go to yoga with your friends and get coffee with them. And then at 10 a.m. you know, maybe you have a business thing to do. And then, you know, you go home and make lunch for your other child, or I don't know, something like that. But like where you guys are going to be so in love with your life, you're going to be so absorbed in it, and it's going to bring you so much joy. Like that energy of like a really happy family. There's always a special quality to that that I feel as an empath whenever I'm around a happy family. Maybe it sounds creepy, but even like when I'll see like a really happy family walking around in the park or something, it always makes me smile, and I can like feel that when there's like kids running running around and the parents seem so in love, and they're just kind of all like, you can feel this special bond, like a little radar around them that's just like this special energy of them being together. So I feel like that's what you guys are bringing in. So I am so happy for you guys. This is really beautiful. And yeah, you guys have so much to look forward to. So I really hope that helped you guys. Please let me know if it did in the comments. I really love hearing your stories and reactions. They mean so much to me. So let me know if it did resonate, and also make sure to like and subscribe and turn on notifications. I post every few days. So if you want to see more videos, make sure you're subbed with notifications on. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next reading. I am sending you guys so much love and light. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye. Hey Pile 4, so if you guys picked this beautiful berry cake, this is going to be your reading. They did such a great job on the detail here. If you've ever kind of mashed up berries before, you know that like those little flakes totally happen in the sauce. So I love how much detail they got on this. If you love fake food like me, this is just, they knocked it out of the park. But let's get right into your reading, you guys. You got Judgment, the Page of Swords, the Four of Cups, Death reversed, the Hierophant, the Devil. You got the Five of Wands, the Lovers, the Eight of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and the Six of Swords. So this is talking about a lot of change that is going to be coming in and happening for you guys very soon. With the Page of Swords, it definitely is going to be happening fast. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is also talking about, some of you guys may have been stuck in a situation where there was like a lot of conflict, a lot of fighting. It may have been something also that you felt the need to like avoid. There's also cards here that kind of are speaking about maybe drinking too much, or you know, imbibing in too much alcohol, or just removing yourself from reality a little bit. I feel like for some of you guys, you may have been also at an oppressive job or something, but there's almost like this energy of like your life has been really difficult in some way, and you guys have been trying to remove yourselves from it mentally and like block it out and pretend it's not going on, kind of a thing. And I feel like, first of all, Judgment card coming up first, they want you to know that there will be like karmic retribution. If some of these people have been being really nasty and mean to you, with the Devil and then the Five of Wands coming up right after, if these people have been deliberately being mean, nasty, rude to you, there will be judgment that will be being laid down. And I feel like also Spirit wants to tell you, like, you don't need to take yourselves out of reality. In a way, I feel like there is a decision that's going to be coming into you guys that you guys are going to have to make. You guys are going to be leaving this situation behind, and it's kind of like, I feel like Spirit wants you guys to be aware and ready and looking out for it, so then when it does come, you guys have mental clarity, because I feel like some of your emotions have been kind of all over the place. It's been difficult. You know, maybe some of you guys were in quarantine and just having a really hard time with, you know, maybe you had to lock down with family members that you don't like, or maybe you were at a job but you couldn't leave or something like that. But I feel like a lot of that is starting to come to an end, and when it does, it's going to be important that you guys are open to the change, welcoming the change, and able to make cogent, important decisions. So we also got the Ace of Swords, we got the Six of Cups, we got the Page of Pentacles reversed, we got the Strength card, the Three of Cups, the King of Wands, the Five of Pentacles reversed, the Tower reversed, and finally the Ace of Wands reversed. So I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is going to be, you know, changing into more of a different role in your life, stepping forward and kind of coming into more, possibly more authority, more of a position of respect, but it's just going to be definite changes. I feel like you guys may have been, again, going through it, and it's like, you guys are going to start seeing things shift. With the Six of Cups, again, that kind of can relate to family and childhood situations. So some of you guys may be having to deal with difficult family members. For others of you with the Hierophant, I feel like this could be like a work situation. But I feel like when you guys have this change usher in, you guys are going to really step forward into more of like a public role. And there's also going to be like a mental awareness of what you guys should do. There's going to be some kind of clarity that you guys may have been looking for. So we also got the Strength card, which says to me that you guys have been kind of going through it and having to just, I feel like you guys have just been kind of having to like withstand it. You know what I mean? Like, it has been going on for a while, this situation. And so it's almost like you guys have just accepted this energy and you're just taking it step by step. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this change is going to bring in, you know, a switch into less financial lack. With the Five of Pentacles reversed, that really talks about how you guys might be leaving a kind of poverty situation. We also got the Page of Pentacles reversed. So I feel like for right now, some of you guys may have had your financial situation a little bit blocked, and that is going to really start to switch up. You guys are going to have more of an opportunity to go after certain financial things that you may have wanted. With the Tower reversed, it's telling me that there may be some resistance to this change happening. And with Death reversed, I feel like some of you guys, you know, it's almost like you guys have been through so much that you're kind of scared. You're like, I don't want things to change. I want things to stay the same. Like, no, I'm good. I'll just accept it as it is. But that's the thing. Spirit doesn't want us to settle for just like what is acceptable in the moment. Spirit wants to give us important gifts. With the Three of Cups, that really talks about celebration. Again, it can also talk about over imbibing in like alcohol and stuff. So I feel like, again, for some of you guys, you may have been kind of like leaving the moment, you know what I mean? And going and drinking too much, or I don't know, smoking something, or just not living present in the moment. And it's kind of like you guys are going to have to be ready and aware for this change. I do feel like there is some kind of a decision you guys are going to have to make, and you want to be prepared when that comes in. So we also got the Foundations and Achievements card, the Waiting Game, Hope, the Third Chakra reversed, Patience and Planning, Heartache and Loss, Choose Wisely, Fulfillment of Wishes, and the Heart Chakra reversed. So it's funny that both of these chakra cards came out reversed. The Heart Chakra is really about our emotions and feeling that love, you know, and I feel like for some of you guys, you may have felt really neglected by the people around you, especially with Heartache and Loss coming out as well. There may have been just painful people around you that didn't treat you with the kindness and love that you deserve, and it may have really worn you down and made you feel really bad about yourself. With Third Eye Chakra, that can also talk about, like, with it being reversed, it can talk about you guys not wanting to listen to Spirit. And I do feel like there is this energy of you guys kind of running away from the situation. Again, it could be drinking too much. It could just be pulling yourself out of the moment. You know, I always think there's such an emphasis on drinking too much as an addiction. And while that can have, like, it is about the alcohol, because, you know, that can be extremely detrimental to our livers and whatnot. At the end of the day, any kind of addiction can be holding us back from living present in the moment. You know, whether it's shopping, whether it's food, whether it's fill in the blank. It doesn't have to be alcohol or, you know, some kind of a different substance to be bad for us. It can be literally anything. It can be working out too much, or things that we usually think of as positive. So I feel like sometimes maybe you guys cope with this difficult situation by kind of pulling yourselves out of the moment. It could even be watching too much TV or going online too much or whatever. But there's like a lack of, I feel like your situation has felt so kind of hopeless for you guys for such a long time that you just kind of are coping by doing this. But you need to know that things are changing. I know it's been a while with the Waiting Game coming out and some of the other cards. I feel like this has been, you know, a long time coming. This hasn't been something that just came about like 2 weeks ago. I feel like you guys have just had to, like I said earlier, like just persevere. Just, it's like, oh my God, how do I get through this? It's not even about like, how do I thrive? It's like, how do I just survive this? How do I just take it one step at a time? Because it's been so difficult. But that's starting to come to an end. And the energy is that it is going to come to a period where it's going to cut off. And I feel like that is going to be happening soon with the Page of Swords. So I know it's been a long time coming, but just stay strong and starting to pull yourself out of this energy you guys have been in, where you guys have been kind of distracting yourself or taking yourself out of the present moment. Like I said, it can be anything that just removes us from feeling our emotions and from really, looking at the situation realistically and honestly. So anything you use to do that, I feel like it would benefit you to start putting, an end to that and start just tamping down. So maybe if you drink a lot, maybe cut it down to a glass of wine a night, or try to go like a week without drinking, you know what I mean? Or if you're constantly online, maybe try to take 10 minutes a day to just lay in bed and meditate. Of course, it depends on your living situation. Sometimes someone has a really chaotic living situation and they can't kind of meditate alone. Maybe going out into nature or doing something where you want to watch your safety, of course, in public, and be aware and not be like totally trancing out in the middle of a forest or something. But I do think it would, serve you guys to start thinking critically about the direction you guys want to go in your life. With foundations and achievements, I feel like you guys are going to start building kind of something really long term. I almost feel like your life is really about to start, is what I'm hearing. And with Choose Wisely, I feel like you guys are going to come to a point where you kind of have to make certain decisions. And also with patience and planning, they're saying that, this is the time for you to really decide what direction you want to head in. I've noticed for me that a lot of times a change, it will be a long time coming. And then when it comes in, it's just so fast. It's almost like strap into your seatbelt. I'm getting an image in my mind of like when that roller coaster, if you've ever ridden like a really high roller coaster, it will climb up and it seems so slow when you're climbing up. It's like one click at a time as the wheels like move up the roller coaster, and you're kind of waiting like, okay, when is this going to happen? And then the roller coaster that I'm thinking of, there's like a 15 second hold at the very top where you can look out over the whole area and you're like, whoa, we're so high up. And it can seem really slow, and I've ridden that roller coaster a bunch of times with different people. And a lot of the people will be like, oh my God, when is this going to end? Because it's kind of scary being up so high. And then literally in like the next second, you're dropping and you're plummeting down at, 100 miles an hour. And it's so fast, and the rest of the ride goes by so quickly. And I feel like you guys are on that moment where you guys are climbing up the roller coaster and it's like, you don't really know what's going on. You might even get impatient like some of my friends and be like, oh my God, like, let's make this happen. But it's like before you know it, you guys are going to be speeding down, going super fast, and things are going to be coming together. So I feel like it's important for you to decide what direction you want to head. The thing about spirit and manifesting in our guides is a lot of times they give us exactly what we want. But the thing is, a lot of people don't know what they want. They may know a rough idea like, oh, I'd like to be happy, but that's not really enough specific guidance. Our guides really need us to be specific about, well, I'd love to do this kind of a job, or I want to find a partner who has XYZ. And so it's important for us to know what direction we want to head and really think critically about, well, what really makes me happy, or what do I really like in a partner, or what kind of a thing would really make me feel fulfilled in my career, or what kind of salary do I want. So I feel like with you guys, there's this energy that you guys need to stop kind of pulling yourself out of reality a little bit and plug into more of thinking very clearly what you want and being very clear about exactly the places you want to head, what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what you dislike, and really having that mental clarity is really important for you guys, because I feel like spirit just wants to fulfill your wishes. They want to give you what you want, but it's like you have to know what you want. But either way, I definitely think you guys are coming out of this heartache and loss energy and starting to move to a more positive one. So we also got yin energy, no place like home, round and round, chop wood, and fork in the road. So for a lot of you guys, this will involve moving houses or moving living situations. Some of you guys may be living at home or in a home situation that you don't like. I know with, at least this is a timeless reading, so whenever you guys come across it, it will totally apply. But as of when I filmed it, a lot of people are in quarantine and still dealing with some of the things as a result of that. So I feel like for you guys, some people have been trapped in roommate situations, or they moved back home because of the situation, and now, you know, they're like, oh my God, this was a horrible decision. But I feel like you guys are going to be moving out for many of you, or if you're not happy in your home situation, that is going to switch up. I feel like for many of you guys have been stuck in this situation for a really long time with Round and Round, but it is going to start ending, and you guys should know that. Even though it may seem like an endless cycle and you're like, how could this end? It's been going on forever. It is going to be coming in to an end. So with Chop Wood, that really talks about the need for hard work and the need for us to, again, be like clear and present in the moment. You know, water energy in the cups can be very like head in the clouds, very like, so can air to a certain extent, like where you're just kind of, you know, dreamy and whatever. And of course, that's where we get a lot of psychic visions, and it can be, I mean, all the elements are important, and water energy is super beautiful. But earth energy talks about the need to be very rooted in the present moment and be very present and logical and hardworking. And so I feel like for you guys, there's this need to kind of ground yourself and really think clearly about your situation, take stock of things. Maybe some of you guys have even been avoiding paying attention to issues like taxes, or I don't know, insurance issues or stuff like that. And I feel like you guys are going to want to resolve all of this, because when you come to the fork in the road moment, you're going to want for things to be able to move ahead really clearly. Like, it's like, you know, kind of like someone gets offered a all expenses paid vacation, but they didn't renew their passport. And so they end up missing the vacation because they can't travel internationally. You know what I mean? And it would take too long for them to get their passport. Or they get an offer to move somewhere, but they don't have a driver's license. And so they can't end up traveling across the country. You know what I mean? So I just feel like for some of you guys, you want to really line up your ducks in a row so that when this change does come down the pipeline, everything's ready to go and you can just take off like a rocket, you know? I feel like some of you guys have been in yin receptive energy, which is a beautiful divine feminine energy, but this is also about you guys stepping forward to really, you know, be like more of the yang, taking initiative, going after things, really taking that first step and not being afraid, not just waiting for things to happen, but going after what you want. That is important. I feel like in a way you guys have had to move into this yin, very receptive energy. You might have been around very difficult people that always wanted to call the shots, wanted to tell you what to do. And so you kind of over time, it's almost like learned helplessness or something, where you guys learned to like, okay, I'll just go with the flow. I don't want to fight. But you guys are going to be stepping into a more empowered energy with the King of Wands. You guys are going to be, you know, stepping into your power a lot more. And so you're going to need to make those decisions. When you become the King of Wands energy, you have a lot of people coming to you, asking you questions like, what do you want here? What should we do there? Can you give us advice on this? And you guys have to be able to step into that empowered energy to accept this manifestation. So we also got financial constraints, adjacent possibilities, door to personal healing and happiness, healer of the ages reversed, and caring connections. So with caring connections, it also makes me think of the Lovers, which we did get, and I kind of glazed over that. But I feel like for some of you guys, this could be opening you up into the path towards more love, or more of a satisfying relationship. For some of you guys who may be in an unsatisfying relationship, or with some, or even if it was a situationship or a crush or a no contact situation, this could be that person that is just kind of making you be in an unempowered energy, making you kind of drift off from reality. Maybe you think of them all the time and, you know, they kind of pull you out of the present moment into like a dreamscape. And while, you know, sometimes that happens in soulmate situations, I feel like you guys just really need to focus on the present moment. We got door to personal healing and happiness. So I feel like this is the energy that wants to come in with you, is just a beautiful growth period where you guys are you know, coming into your power, stepping into your power. We also got financial constraints. I feel like some of this energy where you guys haven't been empowered, that's leading to the financial constraints. And it's almost like it's hard for you guys to find the love you guys want because you're so unempowered right now that you're not going to attract someone that truly wants the best for you. Of course, we can meet someone in any stage and you can be totally broke and meet someone. But I just feel like you guys need to have internal work where you guys are fully in your power, fully feeling yourself, fully you know, knowing that you guys deserve the best. And that's when that soulmate situation will be able to come in, you know. It's almost like you guys have become really passive about what's going on. And, you know, that is just generally like, you know, it's kind of like a ship without a sail, which I love that song, but it's kind of like, you know, a car with no driver at the wheel. Like, it's like, I mean, could you end up at the destination you want? Like, yeah, I guess there's a chance, but for the most part, if you want it to go in the right direction, if you want to manifest a soulmate or a career you love, you have to know where you're steering and where you're headed. And I almost feel like there's no one at the wheel right now. You guys have adjacent possibilities. So it's like you have so many different futures that you could choose. You have so many opportunities, so many strengths you have to offer. And I just feel like you guys have to get mentally very clear about what exactly you guys want. And then I feel like Spirit will give that to you, you know, will be happy to give that to you. With Healer of the Ages, you guys could ask your angels and your guides to give you healing energy so that you can move into a more empowered energy, so that you can come at this and truly manifest exactly what you want and not just be kind of on the receiving end of like, oh, I'll accept that. Sure, whatever, I'll take that. I don't really like that, but okay. Like, I feel like you guys need to learn, and it might be helpful to do mantras, but you need to learn that you deserve the best and you need to find out what it is that you want. I feel like that mental clarity is just what I keep getting, is that you guys need to get it worked out in your own head before it can manifest in this reality. So we also got leadership, solitude reversed, relaxation reversed, success, an opportunity. So success wants to come in. I feel like you guys have a lot of success that could happen, but it's like you need to get into this more of a leadership role. Some of you guys might even have social anxiety or have trouble standing up for yourself in situations like maybe your boss asks you something that's like way too far, but instead of you being like, that's not in my job description and I don't do that, you just go along with it. You just be like, oh, okay, sure, you know, whatever. And I feel like Spirit just wants you to become an empowered person. I feel like you should know that Spirit is truly looking out for you, seeing everything that goes down, and they're on your side and they want to steer you towards more empowerment, towards really feeling like you guys deserve the best and going after it, you know? With solitude reversed, I feel like some of you guys have been like isolating yourselves, or you guys, again, I keep getting like removing yourselves from reality or something. Like maybe you guys just mentally kind of check out of situations. You know what I mean? Like it gets hard and you just kind of aren't like fully present. And I feel like they just want that to change. They want you guys to learn to really speak up for yourself, to know what you want. Maybe sometime along the way you guys learned that, you know, you shouldn't be grabby or you shouldn't be demanding, or that it was wrong for you guys to ask for what you want and you should just accept it. And you might do some work unpacking those values and trying to figure out where you guys picked them up, because I feel like it's really holding you back from coming into your full potential, which is so much. I feel like if you guys were able to fix that aspect of your life, you'd be able to manifest so much, from finances to love. And I feel like you should know that your spiritual team is working with you on the other side. You know, they are helping you and they are kind of poking you and prodding you and pushing you in the right direction. But if you want to speed up this process, then accept this sooner and start taking steps and doing exercises to stand up for yourself, you know, or be more assertive. Maybe it's something as simple as like you guys starting a conversation with the cashier when you check out, you know, because maybe you have social anxiety and that would help you. Or if someone brings the wrong order at a restaurant, you saying like, ooh, that was thunder. Okay, that was really loud and scary. Sorry guys, that's thunder scared me a lot, but it's raining now, so I was like, what is that noise? But so anyway, you guys, it might be as simple as, you know, an order comes from the restaurant and you guys send it back. You know, if it's the wrong food, like you don't say like, listen, I'm so sorry and I don't mean to be a big deal, and you don't eat it. You say like, I'm sorry, but this is the wrong food. Could you get me the right thing that I ordered? Or I really didn't like the flavor of this. Could I try something else? You know, whatever it is. I mean, some countries in America, you're kind of allowed to say like you really hated it if you took one bite, and most of the time they might bring you out something new. But I feel like there's just, you guys need to kind of empower yourselves. And it's funny, I got so scared when I heard that thunder because it wasn't raining. So I was like, is that like a sonic boom or what is that thunder out of nowhere? And I feel like that might be something some of you guys deal with, is just anxiety or getting really scared in those situations where you have to assert yourself, where you have to stand up and say like, I don't like this, or I want this. And I feel like that bleeds over into all other areas of your life where you might have a hard time manifesting. Some of you guys may have even dealt with like abuse growing up, or there was someone who came into your life, I feel, who taught you that you weren't supposed to be assertive, or who moved you into like this passive energy. And I want you to know that they are going to get karma with the Judgment card coming in and the Devil card. They are definitely going to get karma for what they've done, because this person probably did it deliberately, or they haven't worked through their issues. But in either way, it's not okay to, you know, unempower people and to make them feel bad about themselves, or to make them feel like they have to just shut up and kind of take it. Like, you guys are supposed to come into your strength. You guys are supposed to feel empowered and, you know, learn to stand up. You guys had the 5 of Wands reversed, which really talks about avoiding that conflict. And I feel like that's something you guys need to work on. A lot of you guys need to learn on defining exactly what it is that you want, defining where you want to head and what direction you want to take. And just mentally, I feel like a lot of you guys even block this stuff out. It might even be painful to hear this in the reading where you're like, you know, it's dredging up like these painful emotions. It's something that you're so not used to, that the idea of like asking someone to, you know, send food back is like the craziest thing you've ever heard. Like, I could never, you know, or if someone's rude to you on like a dating app, the idea of you saying like, excuse me, I don't like how you're speaking to me, that's really rude, is crazy. Like, you would never, you'd just be like, okay, you know. And it's like, I feel like once you guys start working through this, I'm not saying you guys should be obnoxious, rude, mean, nasty, none of that, but learning to be empowered. There's nothing wrong with saying, I want this, or I like this, or I really don't like that as much. Could we do this instead? There's nothing wrong about that. You guys don't need to feel bad or guilty or feel like you're too much. So I feel like some of you guys just need to work through this idea that you have, that you don't deserve that much, or that you just have to tolerate bad behavior. You really don't. And I feel like once you step into more of a King of Swords energy, a lot of these fears are going to kind of slip away. A lot of the dysfunctional feelings you have, or like anxiety, is going to start slipping away, because you're going to trust yourself that you'll be able to handle whatever comes at you. You know what I mean? For some of you guys, that might mean like drinking a little less. I keep getting that. Or just not checking out of reality. Like, I feel like sometimes when something, like I said, mean or rude happens, you don't even process it. You just go like, oh, that's fine. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't even check in with yourself emotionally to be like, how do I really feel about that? How did that make me feel? When that person spoke to me like that, did I feel good about it? Did I feel bad? Did I like it? Did I not like it? Like, a lot of times you don't even know how you're feeling. You don't even take the time to process it. You don't even think of yourself as that important that you need to check in, you know, but you are important. And I feel like you guys would benefit so much if you spent a little time each day considering how you felt about something. I'm kind of reminded of this book, Women, Food, and God, where she talks about, you know, like someone who has a food addiction. It's not about the food, but it is about the food. But it's not. It's really about being afraid of your emotions, being afraid to check in with yourself and say, how do I feel about this? What am I avoiding? What's going through my mind? And so you'll see people with food issues who, and I think this can apply to any addiction, whether it's drinking or shopping too much or going online, where it's like they're terrified of their emotions. They're terrified to process what's happening in their head. So instead, they'll distract themselves by eating too much or not eating or whatever. And I feel like if you guys were to just check in with yourselves, you would be like, oh, this emotion isn't so bad. Why am I running away from it? Why am I feeling the need to drink too much or exercise too much or shop too much or whatever, when it's really not that bad? And the emotion, I feel, it's not the end of the world. It's almost like you're avoiding an emotion because you are terrified of it. You're afraid that you won't be able to survive feeling so sad. But of course you'll be able to survive. I've been really sad and I'm okay. Most people are okay. Like, it's just an emotion and it can pass through you and just, so what? And once you stop avoiding that emotion and just face it head on, it's so funny how it just kind of drifts off into the wind. And then you're like, oh, that's what I was running away from. I do that myself, where like sometimes I'll get really stressed out and I'll just kind of distract myself with a lot of stuff. And then afterwards, I'll usually check in and kind of realize like, oh, I'm distracting myself. It's because I'm nervous about this. And I'll just take a few moments to sit and see what spirit comes up. And a lot of times it's like, oh, I was really upset about that. Okay. Oh, okay. That's it. And then it goes away in literally 10 seconds. And it was something that you were avoiding for hours or days or whatever, where you just were so on edge or so stressed out about it because you just didn't want to deal with it. And then you look at it and face it and it's like, oh, it's just some random emotion that like, who cares, So I feel like that may be true for a lot of you, where there's just this need to kind of turn around and face it. And some of you guys might benefit from reading Women, Food, and God. I love that book. And it talks, I think it can apply to anyone with any kind of, like, I don't know, food addiction or any kind of addiction. I read that like a long time ago, but I've seen so many people recommend it. And I think it's really helpful just to, unpack all of the ways we avoid dealing with our emotions. So we also got Boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Needle and Thread, a sincere wish will be granted. Bow, you are highly thought of. Feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere. Older Man, dealings or relationships with an older man. Tent, temporary situation. March, Horse, short journey. Bull, do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. Harp, great happiness. February. And chain or events that will affect your life. So it's interesting that we have February and March, so the same kind of timeline. So I feel like a lot of this stuff, you might be on the other side of it by February or March if you really lean in and start dealing with it now. I feel like Bull says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So there may be someone in your life that kind of trained you to be this way, trained you that it wasn't safe for you guys to say your emotions. It wasn't safe for you to come out and be like, I gotta be honest, you saying that really bothered me. And they'd be like, oh, what did I say? Oh, you know what? You're right. I said, I didn't mean to phrase it like that, but I'm sorry. I didn't know you would be upset. And, next time I'm going to be more careful. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes we think conflict, like, especially if you grew up in a household where there was a lot of blow-ups or there was, maybe you guys had an overbearing father or something with older man, or there was someone who had a temper or something where you don't feel safe coming in and opening up and being like, I really didn't like something you did. But that's an important part of relationships, is being able to have those calm conversations, not a blow up where you throw something at someone, but just saying like, hey, could you do this in the future? Because, it just kind of really bothered me. And having them receive that and talk it out, and realizing that it's not the end of the world. And sometimes when we deal with that, we kind of train ourselves to just press down on those emotions and like, it's not safe for me to talk about it. It's not safe for me to feel things. It's not safe for me to be upset. It's not safe for me to be mad. And then that can result in this huge repressed emotional state. So I feel like for many of you guys, you're going to have to work on unleashing your emotions. Sometimes this might be moving, just so if you're still in contact or living with this person or persons or in this dynamic, you know, you might not be able to get healing there, and you might have to remove yourself physically and get into a place where you can be alone, process your emotions, take time to check in, and feel okay with, yeah, I am upset. I'm actually mad right now. And that's okay, right? Because we're humans and we do have emotions. So it's okay to feel mad. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to be happy. But I feel like there's a lot of repression with you guys. But with Bull, it says, do not back down from opposition, show strength and fortitude. So I feel like they just really want you to lean into like expressing yourself, being more assertive, being okay with stating how you feel and being open and honest and putting your, you know, feelings into words. It's almost like you guys have been chained to this situation in a way you probably didn't even realize. Even if you're not still in contact with these people or you don't live with them anymore, I feel like you're still affected by it. And you're still kind of chained down into this dysfunctional energy because of it. And it's like this person probably, you know, or the dynamic you grew up in, a lot of people are dealing with their own karmic issues, their own dysfunctions from their own childhood. It's like they might not even mean to be cruel, but they have a really messed up way of dealing with the world. And that's not your burden to take with temporary situation. I feel like they're saying like, you can leave this behind. You can break this generational curse or generational trauma, or even if it didn't come from your family, it came from someone else. You don't have to carry it. It's not your burden to be carrying. And so it's like you guys just need to kind of release it and let go. I feel like Spirit with bow and needle and thread, it's like they want to give you these gifts. Bo says you are highly thought of. And I feel like Spirit is trying to say that you guys are a really sweet soul with so much to offer the world. And they don't want to see you repressing your thoughts and feelings. They don't want to see you holding yourself back and being a shell of yourself. They want to see you fully empowered in your power and fully in touch with your emotions. Because when we also repress our emotions, we repress our connection with Spirit. That's why the book is called Women, Food, and God, because it's about how, you know, our relationship with food can model our openness to God. I know that's a lot to say, but in the book they talk about that, how like, you know, when you check in with your emotions, you're really checking in with Spirit. You're checking in with, why does this situation bother me? And when you run from your emotions via food or whatever, because it doesn't have to be food, it could be literally anything, any coping kind of mechanism. Sorry guys, I just got a flash flood warning. We are in, like, I guess you call it the rainy season in other parts of the world, or just summer storms where I am. So it's storming all the time, which I love, but you know, not when I have all my readings interrupted by this. But what I was saying is, when we run away from our emotions and we cover it up with food, it's like we're blocking out Spirit's ability to talk to us. When we refuse to check in with ourselves and that little voice inside of us that whispers to us, and we're blotting it out all the time with, you know, alcohol or substances or food or shopping or any kind of addiction, which can be literally anything. You can get addicted to literally anything. Anything that prevents us from hearing that voice, that quiet voice inside of us, that's running away from Spirit. And I feel like Spirit with you are highly thought of, and needle and thread, they're saying that they think of so much of you. Needle and thread is a sincere wish will be granted. Harp is great happiness. It's like they want to give you these gifts. They've seen what you guys have gone through. They know the BS that you guys have put up with and the pain it caused you. And they want to fix that. They want to bring you into this higher, happier energy and bring you these beautiful gifts. So there's no need for you guys to run away. Check in with them. They want to talk to you and they want to give you gifts. You guys probably have a ton of karma stored in that karma bank. So you guys might be able to, you know, cash that in and have some real amazing gifts come in for you guys. So there's no need to stay in this painful energy of avoiding Spirit and trying to push out your emotions because it wasn't safe for you to express them at another time. it's safe now. Get away from that situation and let those emotions come out, because Spirit wants to talk to you so much, bring you lover energy and so many gifts and all this pentacle energy. They want to bring you healing. So, you could also speak out loud and ask angels to, ask your angels to surround you. Ask Archangel Raphael for healing. Ask Archangel Michael for protection. Ask them to help you move out of the situation, or to, be better with your emotions. Because I feel like there's just a lot of repression going on. And when we repress our emotions, we repress spirit. It's healthy for us to feel it. You may have been made fun of for crying or for getting mad, or there may have been this feeling that you weren't allowed to express your emotions. I see that with a lot of sensitive people, empathic people, or watery people with a lot of water in their charts, where maybe, like for me, I'm a Cancer moon and I cry a lot. That's just me. And sometimes you'll tell someone that and they're like, oh my God. But it's like, no, that's healthy for me. It's healthy for me to cry out of happiness once a day and cry out of sadness every once in a while, and so, you might have been around people that judged you for that, or like, oh, you're crazy. Oh, you're always upset or something. So I just feel like you guys need to move into accepting yourself, being more open with your emotions and letting them all flow through you. And then you can come into this beautiful gifts that Spirit wants to give you, and moving you out of the poverty energy into prosperity. So I really hope that helped you guys. I'm hearing from Spirit that they love you so much and they really want to talk to you. So maybe just start a meditation process will also help things. It's good to also just meditate or go somewhere silent and just check in with yourself whenever you feel super agitated, or whenever you're feeling that craving of like, I need to eat a donut right now, or I need to get a glass of wine, or I need to go work out. I'm so stressed. Go lay down on your bed and just spend a few moments in silence. Just listen to what comes up. Listen to what just comes up and just observe it slowly. And it's so funny, like 99% of the time, that need to, I got to distract myself with this, will just vanish, just float away with no problems. So yeah, I think that would really help you guys. So I really hope that helped. Please let me know if it resonated in the comments. I really hope it did. I love hearing your comments. So please let me know what you thought. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. I post videos every few days. So if you want to see more of them, make sure you're subbed and have those notifications on so you can be notified as soon as I post. But I truly am sending you guys so much love and light. I know you guys have been through some pain, but I see this beautiful new future coming in for you guys if you can just open yourself to it and open yourself to Spirit. So get ready for that. These blessings are just beautiful. So sending you guys a lot of love and light, and I will see you in the next reading, guys. Bye.